Yes, case number 384 on the calendar in the matter of Harris versus Randall. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Harris, you and Miss Randall were neighbors, and according to your complaint, Miss Randall assaulted you over a parking space. Miss Randall acknowledges that there was some sort of a tiff, but she says that you got into her personal space, whatever that means. Okay. Had you been friendly with the defendant prior to this incident?
Yeah, actually, when she just moved in, I was kind of excited because I'm married with kids, and I'm young, I'm 21, and I saw that they were young, so I said, hey, you know, there's people I could talk to that live right downstairs. So,
how many units are in the building?
4. I have pictures.
What I want to know is, this argument happened over a parking space, so why don't you tell me what happened on the 29th?
Okay, on the 29th, Shaniqua, she was parked in my spot. And,
in your parking space?
In my parking spot.
You have assigned spots?
Yes.
Okay.
I knocked on their door to ask her to move, and nobody answered. This was something that kept on happening. It was a recurring problem. So I called my parents. I said, they're still bothering me about this spot. And my mother said, you know what, Tatiana, you've spoken to them before about parking in the spot.
Had you spoken to them before?
Yeah, from the first time they moved in.
Both of them?
Yes. I told them that we have reserved parking spots. I introduced myself and everything. I was being really friendly with them. So they noticed, and the first day they moved there, actually, I think one of their friends or somebody was parked in my spot, and that's when I said, yeah, we have reserved spots, so could they move? I asked nicely.
And did they move?
Yeah. They got really mad, though, and then they moved.
What was the problem with parking in her spot?
It wasn't me that was parking in her spot. It was my roommates.
Well, who were your roommates?
Shaniqua. She's my roommate.
Well,
and she's never came to me with the problem about us parking in our spot. Only one time she had asked me to move.
Step up. Why did you park in her spot?
When I parked in her parking space, it was at like 3 o'clock in the morning when I
don't care whether it was 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. Why did you park in her space?
There were no open spaces. I parked in her parking spot. I figured, okay, she has 2 kids. If she's not home at 3 o'clock in the morning, I figured that she wouldn't be parking there. So I parked in her parking spot.
Sit down. What?
Just shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, it sure is. Okay, so this is the morality monitor. If you're not home, you should be home. If you're not home, then I'm parking in your spot. Right. Okay, so they were parked in your spot again. You called your parents, and you told your parents, and evidently one of your parents called the police, and the car was towed.
No, I actually called the police.
What happened?
The police came over. My dad came over first, and then I said, Dad, could you come there with me? Because I didn't want to start anything. Because I've never been in a fight before. I'm not a fighting person.
Okay.
So my dad came over. We knocked on their door. That was the second time. They were home, and Shaniqua was in my spot. And we were knocking on the door, but nobody answered the door. The cops came. I have this report also.
Can I see the police report?
The cops came, and they banged on the door for a while. Nobody answered the door. So after everybody left, because they said, okay, obviously they're not answering the door, and you can't legally have the car towed. So they said all we could do is just ask them not to park there again, and then they'll give them a violation or something. So then after they left, about 2 hours later, I said, you know what, let me go back downstairs and I'll see if somebody opens the door. So I knocked on the door, and that's when Shaniqua opened the door, and I said, what's up with you in my spot? I said, you guys keep on parking there, you know, and I've asked you numerous times not to park there. So I was talking to her for a little while, and I said, so can you please move your car? And they say the same thing all the time, I'll move in a little bit, I'll move in a little bit, I'm going to work anyway. And I said, you know, don't park there. There's other parking spots, why park there? Then she said, well, you weren't home anyway, so I saw it was free. I said, no, listen, it's my parking spot, it's reserved, so it's never free for you. So then she said, well, I'm leaving, I'm going to work in a little bit anyway.
Who said that to you? Which one?
Shaniqua.
Yeah. That one.
So I said, well, listen, I said, you're in your nightgown. I said, I'll give you 10 minutes to get dressed, but after that, I'm going to call the tow company to come tow your car if you don't move. So, and I was just saying that so she could move her car and see I was serious.
Perfectly reasonable. Will you get to the assault, please?
Sorry, she slammed the door on my face. I went back upstairs. So a couple hours passed, and then I heard bang, 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 bang on my door. And I was like, what's going on? So I grabbed the phone because I don't have any friends, so nobody should be coming over to my house. So I grabbed the phone, I walked downstairs, I said, I wonder who's knocking on my door. So I opened the door, and she was standing right there screaming at me, Tamika.
What was she screaming?
She was screaming at me saying that I disrespected her by saying that I'd have her car towed if she parked in my spot, and that she'll park there anytime she wants to, and if I do anything about it, she'll kick my butt up and down the street. She was making fun of me, yelling out profanities and everything. And she was saying, what's really good? What's really good? Come on, what's really good? That's what she was saying, trying to make me fight her, and I wasn't about to fight her. And the whole time that she was screaming at me, I was dialing the police. That's the first people I called, because I knew that if I called them, they'd come.
At what point did she touch you?
Oh, okay. So now I'm dialing a whole lot of people. I'm sorry. Okay, and then she said, yeah, I'll beat you up. So she's going on and on how she's going to fight me. And just then she punched me in my mouth and then pushed me into my neighbor's door, and that's when the whole fight started.
Tatiana Harris says former neighbor Tamika Randall punched her in the face over a parking spot. Tamika says Tatiana asked for it.
Now, why did you go to her house?
Okay, I received a phone call from Shaniqua saying that Tatiana called the police. However, I was not home when the police came to my house. I was away in Pennsylvania for the weekend. Okay. So when I came home, I got the phone call from Shaniqua saying, oh, Tatiana called the police. They came to the house, and they said that we just wasn't answering the door. So I'm like, what do you mean she called the police? Well, she said because I parked in her spot, meaning Shaniqua.
Just slow down, please.
I apologize. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go talk to her about it, you know. So I knocked on the door. I was not yelling or anything. I asked her, you know, what was going on. She got very nasty, and it was uncalled for because before that we were friends, you know. She went drinking.
So she got nasty. Go ahead.
She got nasty. So at that point, I got nasty back, you know. We started yelling at each other. At that point, I turned around and actually went back into the house, closed my door. She stood outside, continuing to yell and everything else. So I came back outside. Like she said, the doors are very close. So I can stand on the edge of my, you know, by my door and still see her by her apartment and still actually be kind of close to her. She was standing, like in the hall.
Try looking in my eyes. Don't look at your shoes.
Apologize. I was not looking at my shoes. I can't see my shoes.
Over here.
However, she was
you're looking
standing
over
on the
there.
cement.
I'm telling you, look over here.
However, she was standing at the cement, on the cement, and I'm in my apartment.
Not over there, over here.
I'm
Look
in
at
my
me.
apartment, and she's still yelling at me, all in my face. You know, I thought she was gonna hit me, so I hit her.
Good.
That's when the fight started.
Good. You can't hit her. I don't care what you think.
Whatever.
I don't care. Whatever. What? Shh. I don't think that they get it. I don't want to hear you. Do you understand that? That come from that back there?
Mm-hmm.
Get him out. You, out. I'm going to say 3. 1. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. You want to participate in the decision-making process, go on Jerry Springer. Not here. This is a court. Maybe a television court, but it's a court. So behave yourselves. Do I make myself clear? Perfect. You have no right to touch her. Clear? Not whatever. Clear, Miss Attitude?
Whatever.
What an idiot. Let me ask you this question, my dear.
Sure.
How old are you?
21.
What do you do for a living?
I take care of disabled adults.
In a home for disabled adults?
A group home.
Tell me what kind of training you had to do that.
You have to take recertifications. Like,
What do you mean? First, you have to get certified. Before you take a recertification,
Yes,
you have to get certified.
Pardon me.
What kind of certification do you need to take care of disabled adults?
You have to learn how to give meds and all like little classes to teach them how to assist with daily living and things like that.
And what kind of temperament do you have to work with disabled adults?
You have to be patient.
Patient. What else?
Kind.
What else?
And you have to be able to teach them. And I am all of those things.
Patient and kind?
Yes, I am. Regardless of what you say or think.
Okay, so you're punched in the mouth. Did you go to the doctor?
Yes.
Can I see the report, please? Thank you.
And from that day, the 29th, that night, I went to stay with my parents. So I went with my kids and everything to my parents' house, and we stayed there until I moved into my
How many
other
children do you have?
Two.
How old are they?
2 and 1.
Where's their father?
He's watching them. We're married.
Okay, so you went with your husband to your parents' house?
Yes.
And your 2 children?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Her husband was not around or even in the picture.
And that's exactly why they felt that they could harass me, because he wasn't there.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Why did your roommate and or you disrespect her private space by parking in her parking space?
However, it wasn't me that disrespected her. The only time I might have parked in her spot is when we first moved in with, or had trucks and stuff moving my stuff out. I mean, at that time, my car was never parked in her spot. I had no problem parking down the way to walk to my apartment. It was never an issue for me. Now, Shanique, on the other hand, I have nothing to do with that. My problem was that I felt she should have came to me. I mean, my mother co-signed for this apartment.
Just a second, so you felt she should have come to you. You weren't there.
No, exactly. So why
You
not wait
weren't
for me
there.
to come home? Neither was Shaniqua. That didn't stop her from calling the cops.
Oh, she was there.
She was home after the
She
fact.
was there. She was there.
After the
She was
fact.
there. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. They step out.
It's ludicrous, but you know what? I don't mind her getting the money. She obviously needs it.
Obviously, they weren't doing the right thing, because you could just tell by how they speak. They can't even talk correctly.
Whatever. It's over and done with. It's not a big deal.
She's really, really extremely hyper.
You have nothing better to do with yourself than to call the police over a parking spot.
She got in my face and punched me and hit me, and then we got into a fight over stupidness.
Park in your own spot, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't fight. There's no reason.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wilkins versus Wilkins step forward.
17-year-old student Miranda Wilkins and her mother Gail are suing Miranda's father, business owner Scott Wilkins, for the cost to fix her 2002 Chevy Cavalier. Miranda says her dad accidentally backed the car into his own vehicle.
What's your first name?
Miranda,
How old are you, Miranda?
17.
And this is your mother.
Yes.
And this gentleman is your dad.
Yes.
Your dad was doing some work on your car and had an accident with it and put a little dent in the car. So you're suing him to fix the car. Father says he was more than willing to take care of it, to take it over to a body shop and have it fixed. You wanted to take it to the dealership where you bought the car so that it could be fixed by the same dealership that makes the car. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So I have a few questions for you, Miranda.
17-year-old Miranda Wilkins says her father, Scott Wilkins, backed her car into his own vehicle.
How long are your parents divorced?
A year.
Was it difficult for you?
No.
You live with your mother?
Yes.
What kind of a car do you have?
2002 Cavalier.
Who paid for the car?
They got it out of closing money of the house.
Who paid for the car?
Mom and Dad.
It's very nice of them.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Wilkins, you were doing some work on your daughter's car. What kind of work were you doing on your daughter's car?
I was changing her oil and rotating her tires, and I was putting brakes on.
Had she asked you to do that for her?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So your father's working on your car. What happened, Mr. Wilkins?
I just kind of got in a hurry, and I had a head cold, and I'd forgotten.
No, you listen to me. Got to talk slowly so I can
Okay,
understand you, sir.
I'm sorry. I got done with changing her brakes, and then I was going to test them out, and I'd forgotten that I had pulled my truck down behind it. When I backed up, I backed into my front of my truck is what happened.
And how much damage was done to the car?
It put a dent in the back right quarter pounder, about the size of your fist.
Can I see it? You have the picture?
Yes. It's
Good.
kind of
Let
hard
me
to
see
see.
it.
It's a black car.
Well, I'll take a look at it. I want to see the kind of damage that would bring a daughter to a position where she is bringing her father to court to pay for a dent
There wasn't
in a car.
any-
Shh.
Sorry.
So far, you're not losing, right?
Oh, that's
Right?
right.
In a car that he bought for her.
Yes.
Okay, well, certainly is drivable. I'm not exactly sure where this dent is. Where is it? Back here someplace?
It's in front of the tire, and then there's this scrape that's where you first pointed.
In front of the tire, and then there's a scrape. Okay. Now, did you tell your daughter you would fix the car?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you tell her?
I told her about a body shop that I knew of. I go by pretty regular, and I've seen her work, but I told her I'd fix it, and we'd go by there and get an estimate.
What happened?
Well, first couple times I tried to get her to go over and do it. She had something to do, but then she went over by herself. I was going to meet her over there, and she just didn't like the place for some reason, just wouldn't have anything to do with it.
What happened, Miranda?
I just didn't like it because
There's some people that's my age working on it, and I didn't want them to work on my car.
You're not marrying them, my darling. Somebody's going to pull a dent out of your car with a thing that, the plunger that they put on the car.
She actually went twice, and the first time the guy told her to come back, and the second time she went, they were really rude to her.
Well, she's not going to bring the car there. Her father's going to bring the car there. What does she have to go over there for? Why did you go over there instead of letting your father go over there?
So they could get an estimate on the car.
Why didn't you let your father take it over?
Because Mom told me not to let him drive my car.
Why?
Because the insurance, I paid for it, it's in my name and Miranda's name.
So?
And he had already backed into his truck, and no offense, I know his driving record. I was married to him for 18 years. And Miranda could have just met him over there, and she tried to get him to meet him over there, and when she would call,
Sir, why
they
can't you
weren't
take
available.
the car and have it fixed?
Just whenever available.
Well, let's make a date. Not you and me. Miranda, my dear, listen to me very carefully. Your parents don't get along anymore. They're divorced. Be a smart girl. Don't take sides. Nothing is as black and white as it appears. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Your father may not love your mother anymore, but that doesn't mean he doesn't love you. And it's the wrong thing to do to sue him. It's the wrong thing to do to take him to court. It's the wrong thing to do to listen to your mother when she says, don't let your father drive the car. That's malicious. And you shouldn't be involved in that, and you shouldn't put your daughter in that position. Ever. Put a period, move on with your life, and don't visit hostility that you may have through her to him. That's not fair. That's not fair to do to your children. Your father's going to take the car and he's going to have it fixed where he wants to take it, because he's your parent. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I'm going to do this for you, sir. I'm going to give you 2 weeks from today to fix the car.
That's plenty of time, I would think.
2 weeks from today to fix the car. Is that reasonable? Reasonable?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen your father since this whole brouhaha? Okay. Just remember, he still loves you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And in 2 weeks, he's going to get your car back good as new, and maybe he'll even detail it for you. Give him a hug. Give him a hug. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He should fix the car, and he is, and that's good. He has a date, but it should have already been done.
Yeah, this is case number 405 on the calendar in the matter of Sharp versus Betlot. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks.
Ms. Sharp, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time, according to your complaint. When you separated, it was under unfortunate circumstances, and it is your claim that he kept certain property that belongs to you?
Yes.
And that, in addition to that, he filed an application for a restraining order against you, and that cost you a certain amount of money. It was ultimately dismissed, and you want him to pay those expenses.
Yes.
The defendant says that he returned all of your property to you, that the property he retained was property he either paid for in its entirety or most of the money that went towards the purchase of those items. I don't know what items they are. And in addition, you were, in fact, threatening him on the telephone so that he had a perfect right to file an application for a restraining order. When did you move in with him, and when did you move out?
I moved in with him June of 2003, and I moved out July of 2004.
Who paid the rent?
We split it.
Is that right, sir?
Actually, that is incorrect. The actual date Angie moved out was on the 18th of August.
It was July.
Time flies when
Anyway,
you're having a
actually,
one.
he kicked me out the first week of July. Said, you know, we were just not getting along too well. Moved all of my clothes back to my mom's house. Later, at the end of that weekend, he decided he was sorry and wanted me back and brought them all back to his house, our place. And the following week, when he was out of town, I decided it wasn't going to work. And he came home and found me with my new boyfriend and moved all of my, well, the belongings he did give me onto my mother's driveway so anyone could have taken them.
I'm glad to see you didn't pine for a very long time at the demise of this relationship and just moved on, Miss Sharp. That shows that you have an attention span of a flea.
Yeah.
What items do you claim he kept that belonged to you?
He has a wooden futon with a mattress, which
Okay, let's start. Wooden futon with a mattress.
Yeah. A spring mattress.
Okay, now
That's
who
the-
bought it and when was it purchased?
I purchased that August or September of 2003, one of the first things that we bought when we just moved out. He did pay for half of that. That is the only thing he paid for half.
Okay, so he paid for half.
Yes, he paid for half, which was $400.
Yeah, that is correct.
Where is it?
The futon is at my apartment.
Well, do you think it's fair, Mr. Betlak, that you keep the futon if you only paid for half?
To the circumstances, yes, I do. I was not aware at all that she was not my girlfriend. I came home one...
Let me explain something to you. Judge, therapist, if what you're trying to tell me was you think it's fair because she was two-timing you, is that what you're saying? Almost not an answer.
Yes,
Almost not an answer.
Yes, I have more.
And you
yes.
think that the quid pro quo for that is the futon. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't work that way. If you paid for half the futon and she paid for half the futon, how do you expect me to play Solomon and decide who gets the futon? How much did you pay for the futon?
We each paid $400.
How much do you think it's worth now?
Probably similar, unless he's inflicted a lot of damage on it.
You mean it's the same as what you paid for it?
I would say. It was,
How old are you?
19.
Futons don't appreciate in
That's
value.
true.
Let me tell you. Diamonds don't
That's
appreciate in value. Appliances don't appreciate in value. There are certain things that appreciate in value. Court officers appreciate in value. Right?
I like to think so.
Right. All right, so let's say you invested $400 in the futon for your half, and let's say he wants to keep it, so that's going to cost him $200. What's next?
Next is a Dyson vacuum, which I myself solely...
A Dyson vacuum?
Yes. I myself paid $500 for, and I have the credit card statement here.
Okay, vacuum cleaner. You have it, right?
That's correct.
Who paid for it?
I paid $325, which I do have the internet transfers.
Can I see what you're going to
Yes,
show
these
me?
are all the items.
Shh, just a second. Da-da-da-da. Can I first see the bill?
Oh, sure. This is a copy of my Capital One bill. And this is my web transaction for the full year. The only time he ever paid me money was...
Just a second, just one second.
Actually, I paid him
Okay.
$180.
Okay, so I have this on her credit card statement for $532. Now, it's your claim, Mr. Betlak, that for this item, as well as other items, you transferred certain amounts of money directly into her bank.
That is correct.
Right?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Now let me see Mr. Betlak's stuff.
Anything that he had would have to be falsified.
Let me see your bank statement, sir.
That
Bank statement!
I don't have that.
Bank statement. Get your hands out of your pockets.
I apologize. I do not have the bank statement. I did order them, but I did not think that I would have needed.
You think I'm stupid?
No.
Who prepared this? I asked you a question. Who prepared this?
Prepared what? I don't get what you mean by prepared.
This crapola. Who prepared this?
That's not crap.
Show me the bank statement.
Oh gosh, I wish I brought it because
I wish you did too.
Angela Sharp says ex-boyfriend Chris Betlak owes for a futon and a very expensive vacuum cleaner. Angela also says Chris took out a false restraining order against her.
What else?
We purchased a 32-inch TV, I believe it was like the 3rd of January, which cost me $800.
Show me that you paid for it. Where are your checks that you've been paying for it?
I paid them online. He pretty much kept everything that I printed off, all of my statements. He has my filing cabinet, all of my tax returns and everything. Sorry.
Fine. You have any proof that you paid for this TV that you're watching?
yes, I paid $700, and those are not false or anything. And
That's fine. I'll tell you what you're going to do. Very, very easy. We're going to go through these things as soon as you can produce for me your bank statements. If you can produce your bank statements for me, I'm going to give you 30 days to do it.
Okay.
Listen to me. In the meantime, I'm going to continue with this case and issue an order. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Very good. What else?
I had purchased a kitten from the Humane Society. He actually would go out of town and take my cat with him. And
Well, where have you been since July, madam?
he kicked me out and put my...
Listen to me. Where have you been
My
since
mother's.
July? At your mother's house. Somebody kept my pet. I wouldn't wait 7 months to come to court to get my pet back.
I did. As soon as we went to the harassment court, which I have a copy of the restraining order that was dropped, I asked them about it then, and they said I'd have to take it to small claims court.
Where's her cat?
The cat's at my apartment.
And she refuses to give
Just a second. Is it her cat?
It is her cat, but she's indicated to me that she no longer wants a cat. She just wants $150.
Is that right?
I would like...
Just a second. Is that right?
I would like the money at this point, yes.
The money you don't get. You taking care of the cat?
Yes.
Very good.
Very much.
Okay, so this is the drill. We have $200 for the futon that you're going to keep, right? So you're going to give her $200. And these are provisional orders pending you producing for me the bank statements.
That won't be a problem, Your Honor.
Great. The vacuum cleaner and the TV are to be returned to her 31 days from today's date.
Can I say something?
What?
The way he returned my property on my parents' driveway when no one was around, I don't trust that he's going to return the TV in any good condition or the vacuum. I would just like to have my money that I put into that.
Sorry, you're not going to get your money because things don't appreciate in value.
No, I know, but couldn't I even get, like, say, like, 3/4 of it? Because he's going to damage it before he gives it to me.
I don't know whether he's going to do that or not.
Well,
Your
he's
Honor,
vindictive.
when I moved her out, my witness, Timothy McNeil, was there helping me, and he can testify that we were very careful with all of her
Listen to me,
stuff.
I don't think that you were very careful, because if you came home and found her, as according to your answer, with a new guy in your apartment, I certainly wouldn't be careful with her stuff. If I were you, I wouldn't be careful with her stuff, so don't give me baloney that you were very careful with her stuff, that you folded it and you put it in bubble wrap. The only other thing that I want to hear about is, sir, why you filed for an application for a protective order?
She made multiple threats to me after that, the fact that I moved her out, that she was going to break into my apartment.
No, that's not true.
I don't want to hear you.
I didn't want my place to get cleaned out. That was the best thing I could do for myself. And the temporary...
Well, let me see what you said when you filed for a protective order. I want to see your application for
I have that with me, and I have...
Shh, shh, shh. Just show it to me. I can read. This says, Miss Sharp, that you called and threatened to come into the apartment and take property.
No.
Oh, yes, you did.
Well, I didn't. I actually
Yes, you did. Sure you did. I mean, I would. Why would you deny it? If you say, listen to me.
He called me, and he called my parents and all of my family members at 3:30 and at 5:30 in the morning. If he was harassing anyone, it would have been me and my family.
Let me ask you this question. Why would he do that if he threw you out?
He was emotionally distressed.
That was the night. I came home at 4 in the morning, a day early from a business trip, found her in bed, unaware that she was not my girlfriend. And that night, I called her parents and her family and let them know what was happening and told them that I was going to be moving Angie out.
No, you didn't.
And
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
Did you take the paperwork from the house in August?
No, ma'am.
Had you signed a promissory note and a note that said that you would repay the $2,400 in cash?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Angela Sharp says ex-boyfriend Chris Betlock owes for a futon and a very expensive vacuum cleaner. Angela also says Chris took out a false restraining order against her.
Are you telling me that you never called him after you moved out about your property and your cat?
I never called him. He called me.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Well, I would like to call my witness, Timothy McNeil, to the stand, because he was with me during the time that...
I asked you a question. Look at me. Did she call you, or was the conversation initiated by your call to her?
This occurred the day of me moving out and the following day, which would have been the 18th and 19th of August.
And how many times did she call? Is not an answer.
Your Honor,
I don't have the exact number, but it was multiple times.
I'm witness to the fact that she placed 5 telephone calls in my presence with Chris, and Chris took those phone calls at different stores and so forth.
You mean on his cell phone?
On his cell phone.
So you'd
and
have
she
record
was
of it.
calling and harassing him over property, and I'm the one who counseled Chris to go file the order of protection.
Okay. There's nothing untoward in this application. The only thing it says is that you called him and you threatened to come into the apartment and take your personal property. You called him some names, so sticks and stones, but he had a right to file for an application for a protective order. Okay. Do you understand my order so far? $200 is what you owe for the futon. I will hold the order for 30 days. In 30 days, if you get me your bank statements, then the order for you to return the vacuum cleaner and the television will not be put into effect. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Your papers can come directly to the court. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
What is our excuse? You may step out.
All I can say is that she's her mom's, and if she has kids, they're going to be too.
Chris is vindictive and you can't deal with him.
That girl was in bed with another guy I've never seen before.
That's true. We broke up. People break up. He needs to get over it.
The night before, she didn't come back, which was our night before our anniversary. She stayed out overnight.
No. I never celebrated monthly anniversaries with him. He just took it a little harder than he should have.
The worst thing about it is that I really loved this girl, and I was planning on marrying her, and, you know, that's what I was pursuing. And she threw it all away.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Wiskovich versus Griggs. Step forward.
19-year-old Army reservist Daniel Reese Wiskovich is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old waitress Christy Griggs, for a loan to buy a truck and for the return of a shoebox containing important papers.
How old are you, sir?
19.
And you?
21.
She used to be your girlfriend. According to your complaint, she owes you for a car loan that you gave to her. She made partial payment to you of that car loan. You want the rest.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that your agreement was that when she got a settlement, some sort of settlement check, you would take partial payment, and that the remainder of the money that you gave her for her truck was really for money that she had laid out to support you for the time that you were together. Quid pro quo. You also say that she has other personal property that belongs to you, and that personal property was contained in some sort of a shoebox where you kept your papers, including a promissory note that you allege she signed for the money that you gave her.
Yes,
how old were you when you met Miss Griggs?
I was 17.
Were you living at home?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever live together?
Yes, we lived together. She moved in my father's house with me.
Okay, tell me about this loan for the truck.
Okay, well, she was involved in a car accident in the beginning of August of 2003, and she broke her neck in the car accident. So she was out of work for a while, collecting disability and everything. We gave her a place to stay. When it was coming time for her to start driving again, going back to work, she had no vehicle. So we went and looked at some cars, and we were talking about how much I was going to need to loan her, when she could pay me back, how she was going to pay me back.
Well, how did she say she was going to pay you back?
She was going to give me the first check she received for her car being totaled, which is what she paid me with the first of the $2,400 she did give me towards the loan.
Okay,
so,
and how was she going to pay the rest?
She's going to pay the rest as soon as she received the final settlement, like the lump sum of the settlement from her injuries.
Tell me about this promissory note that you allege.
It was actually, we were on the way home one day from the bank when she did give me the money, and she was giving me cash, so I was like, we need to come up with some kind of way to prove that you did pay me some of this money towards this $6,000. And we agreed, and she's actually the one who wrote out the promissory note, and we both signed the agreement, and we put it away in my shoebox, which is where I keep all my bills, just real important papers, and that was that.
When did Miss Griggs move out of your father's house?
I believe it was in January sometime when I was getting ready to leave for the Army.
Were you still a couple?
No, ma'am, we were not.
When did that happen?
I believe in January sometime, which is, I was going to be leaving, and just, it was kind of a mutual thing in a way. So.
And you don't have the promissory note anymore? You
no, ma'am, I do
she
not.
Came and took it?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You have any witnesses to that?
My father, yes, ma'am.
Step up, sir. Tell me what you know about Miss Griggs and the property that she took from your home.
No, until this situation happened, I always thought very nice of Christy. You know, she broke her neck, we took her in, we had a hospital bed, and I took care of all the bills. I had no money. All she had to do was come up with her own gas money for her vehicle. I went on vacation with my daughter to North Carolina in July. When I came back, I started cleaning up the room, and there was a couple of shoe boxes. I called her up, arranged a time for her to come over, and she came by. I said, Christy, how are you doing? I said, here's some stuff right here. And she looked at it, grabbed it, went to the car, door was open, she came back in. I can hear her opening the filing cabinet, closing the filing cabinet. You know, at this point in time, I still didn't know about this promissory note. I would have never let that fly to begin with.
Okay. Have a seat, sir. Right. Okay. First of all, you acknowledge he gave you $6,000.
Right.
And he indicates that $2,400 was repaid. Okay, explain to me why you don't owe him for the rest.
Well, from the time that we started dating, he was working little like dead-end jobs like a pizza place and a warehouse, and I would take him to work most of the time. Money that he didn't have for, like, he wanted to get his car painted, and I gave him money to get the car painted.
You were living for free.
Correct.
According to you, you supported him. You didn't support him. His family supported you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take the paperwork from the house in August?
No, ma'am.
Had you signed a promissory note and a note that said that you would repay the $2,400 in cash?
No, ma'am.
So when you gave him the $2,400 in cash, he gave you no receipt, despite the fact that, you know, things happen, relationships can go awry. You weren't concerned.
No, ma'am.
Because you trusted him.
Correct.
Well, he trusted you to pay him back the rest, and you owe him $3,600, and you're going to pay him the $3,600 because that's what you owe him. The rest is nonsense. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,600. That's true.
Parties are excused. You may step out. That's case number 440 on the calendar in the matter of Craig versus Jackson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ladies. Have a seat.
Miss Craig, it is your claim that this young lady over here assaulted you after a sporting event.
Mm-hmm.
When was this event?
This was on November the 12th, 2004.
Where?
At Washington Marion High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Is that where you live?
No, ma'am. I live about 2 hours away in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
You got there by bus? Or
It was a charter bus. It was a lot of us that came up. It was like a football game that see who goes to a championship or whatever.
Whose team won?
My high school.
So you were pretty happy?
Yes, I was pretty happy.
Your team lost?
Yes, ma'am.
You were not so happy?
No, ma'am.
According to what I read, your brother is also on that team. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Miss Craig, what happened after the game?
After the game, me and my friends and a couple of us who were riding on the bus, we were walking back to the bus. My friend who was with me, she's a witness, well, she was pretty excited because her brother plays on the team. And we were all walking from out of the gate, and this lady, she comes from nowhere, and she's like, "You better get on that bus." And I turned around, and I was like, "Why are you talking to us?" And before I can finish talking, this girl hits me.
Where did she hit you?
She hit me on my head, and I just remember falling back like this, and she just started pulling my hair.
What happened next?
I can just feel her just pulling in my hair. It all went by so fast. I dropped my phone. I didn't know I had dropped it at the time. By the time I got on the bus, I decided to call the phone just to make sure it was missing and not with me at the time. And I called the phone. She picked it up, and she said, "You want to come over here and fight? This phone belongs to Lake Charles. This is not your phone anymore."
What kind of injury did you suffer, Miss Craig?
There wasn't any type of bruises or anything. She just pulled out my hair.
Pulled out a clump of hair?
A lot of hair. I have pictures to show that also.
Can I see it, please?
Sure.
I'm listening.
When this happened,
I want you to listen to me. I want you to look right here when you're talking, not at the floor.
All right. When this happened, we were leaving the football stadium.
Who was we?
Me and my mother and my sister and my brother. So I was standing there, and she said she was going to her bus, but her bus was behind her. So obviously she wasn't going to her bus. She was looking for something. She was looking for trouble or whatever, because she came confronting us, talking about we won, we won.
So she said to you, "We won." Go ahead.
And she was in my face. And I'm the type of person, if you in my face, you invade my my privacy. So when she was in my face, she was telling me, we won. So I told her to get out of my face. And when she rammed up against me, we started fighting. When I got on top of her, she started choking me. And to keep her from choking me, I defended myself by biting her.
She's lying, Your Honor.
Do you think I believe you? Do you think I believe you?
No, I don't know if you believe me or not.
Don't know. You're going to find out.
Hello, Your Honor. I'm the witness, Nakia. And
Nakia, you have a last name.
Nakia Porter. And just as Brittany stated, it was my brother that played on the football team, and Brittany just attended the high school. So I was the one that was saying, yeah, we won, and we were going to the championship. And that's when...
So you were excited?
Yes, ma'am. I was excited. I was the one saying, yeah, we won the championship. I was nowhere in her face. We were walking to the bus. And that's when Tamaya approached Brittany and hit Brittany.
So Brittany wasn't saying we won.
Saying anything.
Miss Jackson, you want to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want you to be very sure of something.
Yes.
Certain things make sense in the scheme of life, and certain things don't make sense in the scheme of life. So if you're not going to tell me what happened on the 12th of November, based upon what you observed, and if you're going to try to cover for your daughter, I suggest you say nothing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have anything you want to say to me?
I sure do.
How many times was your daughter arrested prior to November 12th?
Once.
For what?
For stealing some shoes.
And how many times has she been suspended from school?
Oh, about 4 times.
Now, you want to know something? I don't have any of those records. But I can tell from her attitude, from the way she holds herself, that she's a troublemaker. You want to know how? Because I've been in the business longer than you've been her mother. So I know she's a troublemaker. Now, how many of those suspensions from school, which are very easily verified, have been for fighting?
All of them.
How'd I know that? I ask you these questions before you're going to testify, Miss Jackson, so I don't have to humiliate you. Do you understand?
Yes.
You still want to talk to me?
Yes.
I'm listening.
Okay, first of all, Brittany should have never came to where we were at to fight with Tamaya. She is the one, she had a purse in her hand swinging it in Tamaya's face.
Bull. Didn't happen.
Yes, it did, Your
No.
Honor. Yes.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Your daughter is a bully troublemaker. Young lady, you've been suspended from school 4 times for assault.
But me
Did
being,
you learn the Did you
but
learn
me
the
being suspended
Listen
doesn't have
to me.
anything to do with her.
Listen to me. Oh, yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Got it?
Because for one
Got
thing,
it?
by her being 19
You
years
got
old,
it?
I'm 16 years old. She don't have no business fighting me anyway.
You outweigh her probably by 40 pounds.
It don't matter though.
You outweigh
It
her
don't
probably
matter
by
though.
40 pounds.
And she got what she asked for too.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your daughter has some serious personality disorder, and maybe it has to be addressed with not only therapy, but medication.
She's in a therapy already.
Well, it's not working.
And later today,
Your mother gave you the money because your great aunt hit you on the head with a broom before she died?
4 days before she died, yeah.
You better get a life.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 19-year-old Brittany Craig says 16-year-old Tamaya Jackson beat her up after a high school football game. Tamaya claims Brittany was in her face.
Miss Jackson, you're not going to have any pleasure from this girl unless you take her by her hand and get her involved in some serious therapy that she's perhaps going to learn from. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning up after her messes for a very long time.
Your Honor,
And
I
I'm
do not
speaking-
clean up behind her messes. She's in a therapy already.
Well, it's not working. And if you make excuses for her bad behavior, it will never work.
I do not make excuses for her bad behavior.
Well, you did today.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Sure.
What I do is on my own. If I do it, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it, not because anybody tells me to do anything. I don't need a therapist for nothing. If I want to fight, I'm gonna fight. If I don't, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Got it?
Got
If
it.
you don't get it, you should get it. Because I don't know how old she is, 17, 16?
16.
16? Maybe, unlikely, but there's always a chance that you can turn the behavior around. You won't have that chance unless you understand that your daughter has some serious personality disorder that really has to be addressed. And maybe it has to be addressed with not only therapy, but medication. But until you recognize that, she's gone, she's lost. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $2,000, that's all.
Parties are excused, you may step out.
She lied and said something about I pulled her hair. And her hair don't have nothing to do with me and her fighting.
I feel like there was justice. Justice was served. My daughter, she doesn't bother anyone unless they come up and bother her.
She got what she asked for.
Their team was a loser and I was a winner.
I hope it's the end of it.
And we win today again. So she loses twice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Logan versus Logan. Step forward, please.
Warehouse worker Brian Logan is suing his mother, business owner Christine Logan, for evicting him from his deceased great-aunt's home. Christine is countersuing, claiming Brian sold her property without permission.
All right, Mr. Logan, the defendant is your mother.
Correct.
Several years ago, you moved into the house that was owned by your great aunt. You lived with her for a couple of years. She died.
Correct.
She left the house and its contents to your mother and your mother's sister.
That's being challenged in court.
Well, was there a will?
I had never seen the will.
Is there a will?
Yes.
You wouldn't have a copy of that, would you?
I have parts of it, yes.
I'd like to see it.
This is part of it.
Okay. Is your son's name mentioned anywhere in this will?
Nowhere.
You're Christine?
Yeah, I'm Christine.
And your sister's name is Margot?
That's correct.
Well, they got everything, sir.
That will was made prior to me moving in with her.
So what? What does that have to do with this?
What
It's
is
a
it?
will. Your great aunt left everything to your
Well, see,
mother
we're
and her
contesting
sister.
that, or challenging that. This is my cousin Michael, or actually it's her cousin, that she wasn't in full mental capacity at the time that she
Oh,
put
get
that
a
out.
life, sir. What do you do for a living?
I'm a warehouse worker.
Why would you think, instead of leaving her property to her two nieces, she would leave her property to her great nephew?
I didn't say that she left it to me. I didn't claim
Well,
that the
if she
house was
doesn't,
mine.
if you're not claiming that she left it to you, sir, listen to me. Your great aunt died,
Right.
and your mother said to you, you know, we have to sell the house. I assume that that's what she said to you at some
That's
point.
correct.
And according to your mother, she gave you some money so that you could find another place to live. Why didn't you just leave?
Because that's not the way it went down. I was given money to buy a truck, was what I was told, for her hitting me in the head with the broom 4 days before she passed away. That's what I was told.
Just a second.
Not me, my aunt.
Just a second. Your mother didn't hit you in the head with a broom.
No,
So who gave you the money?
she gave me the money.
Your mother gave you the money because your great aunt hit you on the head with a broom before she died?
4 days before she died, yeah.
You better get a life. You better get a real life.
I have
Anyway,
a
this is what you have no life. This is what the lawsuit is about. Put your hand down. Did you actually take care of him when he was growing up?
Yes, I did.
Not
Do you
really.
Sometimes, do you sometimes?
She was
did he
only
have the flu?
16.
Quiet. Did he ever have the flu, pneumonia?
She never did anything for me.
Never, no, she just let you die? So what I'm seeing now is a figment of my imagination. You mean you grew up by yourself?
I had my grandmother and aunts that took care of me. She was very young when she had me.
Who gave you money after your great aunt hit you in the head with a broom?
She did,
What for?
to help me get a truck to help me move out.
And you took the money?
Right.
And you're still in the house?
I'm still in the house. I have up
Just
until I have...
shut up!
Okay.
Listen to me. You just answer my questions.
Okay.
How old are you?
38.
38. It's time that you grew up and took care of yourself, not lived with your great aunt.
And I agree with
Got an
you.
apartment, paid rent.
I agree with
Paid
you.
rent. So why don't you do that?
She's making it more difficult by
No,
turning off
sir.
utilities on
You're
me.
making it more difficult.
No.
If you're involved in a lawsuit contesting a will,
Right.
and this is going to become the focus of your life for the next couple of years, you are not taking your life seriously enough, sir, by making yourself an independent, responsible human being. What you're saying is, somebody else is responsible for taking care of me, giving me things. My mother didn't give me the proper notice. She may have given me a couple of $1,000s to move. You took the money, and I don't know what you did with it, but you
Bought the
certainly
truck.
didn't move.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brian Logan says his mother illegally evicted him from his deceased great aunt's home. Christine Logan says her son is a freeloader.
Mr. Logan, you say she came into the house at some point. She took a fax machine that belonged to you. She acknowledges in her answer she took a fax machine. She said she was trying to get your attention. You can't do that. You have the fax machine?
Yes, I do have it.
He gets it back. Now, there was some other property that he had that was there that you say you took out of the house and you put in storage. What property?
All the stuff he had in my aunt's garage. When he went to jail for making terrorist threats to me, and I have a tape of those threats, he went to jail for 9 days. During the time he was in jail, my husband and son-in-law, we rented a truck, got all his stuff out of the garage, and we put his things into his storage.
So your stuff is in the storage?
She packed my storage like it was a dumpster because she didn't want to have to rent a dumpster to put all the stuff in the house in a dumpster. She packed it. I should have took pictures
Is
of
it there?
No, not all my things are not there.
No. Is the storage space
No, the storage
still
is
there?
not still there.
Well, what did you do with all the stuff that was in storage?
I brought it back to the house.
Oh, fine. So then you have to give him back his fax machine. That's the only thing I'm dealing with.
What
Now I'm
about
gonna
my
deal with
wallet and
What?
my keys?
Why don't you find an apartment? Why don't you grow up and find an apartment and find a place that you want to say anything to me?
I don't have anything to say.
Perfect. Grow up. Did you sell any of your great aunt's furniture?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because I needed the money to move out.
Are you getting my drift? Do you hear these people? Now, ordinarily I would say to them that's disrespectful. But do you get the communal groan at your conduct?
No, I don't.
Well, the
'Cause until you
property
walk
was
in my
not
shoes,
left.
you
The
don't know.
property was not left to you.
Before she died, she said I could sell the furniture. I was the one who found her dead. All the way up until she died, I was the one who took care of her. I was the one who fed her. I was the one who made breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She leaned on my shoulder. She knew
How
that
much
this...
did you pay her to cover your expenses every month, Mr. Logan?
Um,
Is not an answer, Mr. Logan.
yeah, I paid her $100 a month, which she lost.
Show me. Show me.
I don't
Show
have
me.
anything to
Right.
show that I didn't.
100 a month, sir, doesn't take care of 2 goldfish. Now, you said right before she died, she told me I could sell the furniture. Is that what you just said
Yeah.
to me? 5 minutes ago, you told me that she could not have made this will because when she made it, which was well before she gave you the furniture, she was not of sound mind.
Right.
So you're telling me she got better before she died?
No.
Well, then if she wasn't better before she died, sir, then how could she make a bequest to you of the furniture that you sold?
If you
Just
knew
think
her,
of-
if
just
you
think
knew her,
about-
she wasn't all there. She wasn't all there.
Think about what you just said to me, sir.
I know what I
You
said
say
to
you
you.
sold the furniture because your aunt told you you could, right?
Right.
And she was of sound mind when she
No.
told you. So then you had no right to sell it.
Now you're
What are
starting
you
to
raising your eyebrows for?
Because now you're starting to sound like her. You're making me confused.
Mr. Logan, on your claim, your mother is going to return to you the fax machine, period. Now, I have to make a judgment on her counterclaim. What did he sell in the house?
3 chairs, a dining room table, a marble coffee table, a mahogany end table.
How much did you get for the property, sir?
$800.
We're going to double that to $1,600 because I don't believe a word he says. The stress and aggravation, you don't get money necessarily for stress and aggravation. Unfortunately, you gave him life. You have to suffer with that. Some kids turn out right, and some kids don't turn out right. If he had a grandmother and aunts who raised him, they all probably, according to him, did a lousy job because he still hasn't been able to take care of himself. He's a big boy and he can't take care of himself. If I were ruler of the world, he would be out on his behind in a second living in his truck. Unfortunately, he's going to torture you. And I hope that the court that's allowing him to torture you will eventually charge him with court costs and levy against his salary for court costs. And I hope that he's going to have to pay a lawyer. And if he doesn't pay the lawyer is going to levy against whatever income he has, because maybe that will be the lesson he needs to learn to grow up, earn your own money, take care of yourself. Don't expect somebody else to take care of you and butter your bread. We understand each other. Judgment on the counterclaim in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Wait. 63 on the calendar in the matter of Welch versus Wooten. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Well, my reading of the complaint and the answer in this case indicates to me that this was a monumental example of bad judgment on a lot of people's parts. Ms. Welch, you want the defendant and his son, co-defendant, to pay for damage to a car that was being driven by your son. It seems to me this was a retaliatory act, according to you.
Yes.
For something that was done by the defendant's either one son or two. The defendant was there in a parking lot. They all got together to rumble. What's going on? Were you there?
No, ma'am.
Who was there?
My son and his friend.
Son and friend, step up here. Miss Welch, why don't you sit down, please? Who's the son?
Me.
Your name is Chad,
Yes, ma'am.
and you are?
Josh Laughlin.
You're Josh. So we have Chad on one side, Josh on the other. You don't mind if I call you Josh, do you?
No, ma'am.
All right. What is your name, sir?
Rusty.
Rusty. And this is your father.
Yes, ma'am.
Your name?
Justin.
Justin, you were there too?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah. But so were you, Mr. Wooten.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you tell me, Chad, how this started?
Well, they called me and told me to...
Who called you?
It was Larry and Justin. And Larry...
Larry?
Yes, ma'am.
Not here. Larry and Justin.
Yes, ma'am.
Justin, raise your hand. Step up. Move over a little bit. That's it. So Justin called you.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did Justin say when he called you?
He asked if we would come to the video store so we could talk and get the problem straight.
Now, what kind of problem had you had with Justin?
They said I broke into their house.
When did they accuse you of breaking into their house?
About a month before this happened.
Did you try to break into their house?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever try to break into anybody's house?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
Neither one of those statements are true, ma'am.
You mean that he didn't try to break into your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't interrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
It's really not important. All right, so he called you because he said that you tried to break into his house a month before.
Yes, ma'am.
And he wanted to get the matter straight at the parking lot of a video store.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what did you say?
I went to the store because it was the middle of the day in the middle of town, and I didn't expect nothing bad to happen there.
Well, what time of the day was it?
About 12:30 or 1.
Did you go alone?
No, I had.
No, you went with Josh.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else?
Zach.
So you went with Zach, too, who also isn't here,
Yes, ma'am.
along with Larry, who isn't here. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, were Josh and Zach at your house when you got the call?
No, we was on the way to Zach's house.
Who was on the way to Zach's house?
Me, Josh, and Zach. And they called.
When you got the call, were you there alone?
Oh, ma'am.
You were there with Josh.
And Zach was with me.
So all three of you were at your house when you got the call?
No, we was going down the
No,
road.
I want you to pay attention. You received the telephone call at your house. Who was at your house with you at the time you received the telephone call?
I wasn't at my house.
Where were you?
I got the phone call when I was going down the road. They called the cell phone.
Oh. Who has a cell phone?
Zach.
So he didn't call your number, he called Zach's number.
Yes, ma'am.
How'd you have Zach's number?
No, I've had repeated calls from him before, and it was on my caller ID, so I knew where I could reach Chad at.
Was he a friend of yours?
No,
But you knew that the boys were going to be together,
always.
the three of them,
I don't know. I didn't know Josh was going to be. I know Chad's always with him.
with Zach,
Somebody.
with somebody. All right. So Chad, Josh, and Zach. You reached him on the cell phone, said you're going to meet him at the video store. So you pile in your car, you're in your car already, and you take off to the video store.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was your intention, sir, when you called him?
To get at the bottom of him breaking into the house.
What do you think we pay police for?
They wasn't going to do nothing about it.
So what were you going to do about it?
See if he really did it.
And how did you intend to do that?
Get him to tell the truth.
And how did you intend to get him to tell the truth?
I asked him.
You were just going to ask him. You were going to say, did you try to break into my house? And you thought he was going to answer you. Is that what you thought?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you kidding me or what?
Telling the truth.
Telling the truth. All right. And how many of you went to the video store?
Me and Larry.
But you didn't go just with Larry.
No, my father and Rusty, they followed us because they heard the phone call.
Who heard the phone call?
When we called them, my dad picked up the phone and he heard what Zach and them said they were going to do to me, and that's why they followed me out there.
Well, what did they say they were going to do to you?
And I was grounded at the time. He said when I left my house that I was going to get shot, and that's why Dad followed me out there.
So let me understand this. You called him to arrange for a meeting to ask him a question. Why did you try to break into my house? In response to that, he told you that he was going to kill you.
Zach did.
Zach, I don't care who did. Zach did, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you decided to go anyway.
Yes.
And not only did you decide to go anyway, but your father and Rusty decided to go in a second car.
Yes, ma'am.
Why, Mr. Wooten?
I wanted to make sure that the boy was not carrying a gun, that he was going to shoot my son.
And how did you intend to find out if he wasn't carrying a gun?
I asked him, which I did.
You were going to ask him,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have a gun and do you intend to shoot my son?
Well, no, I asked him if he was toting a gun.
You said, well, are you toting a gun?
Yes, ma'am.
And so after he confessed to the attempted burglary, he was going to confess to carrying a gun. Is that what you thought?
Well, he pulled up his shirt and showed us he wasn't
He showed us
carrying
he
a
wasn't
gun.
toting a gun.
In his shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Did any of you ever see Bruce Willis? Carries him in his shoe. And
He had on shorts. It was during the summer.
So now we've got two cars going from your team. The adult mature father and one son, and you with your friend Larry, and you with your two buddies.
Yes, ma'am.
And why don't you tell me what happened when you got to the parking lot at the video store?
When I got there, it was just Justin and Larry. They walked out of the video store.
Justin and Larry.
Walked out of the video store. Yes, ma'am. And then Randy and Rusty jumped out of the car and followed behind them, and they started in on Zach, asking him about a gun, telling him to raise his shirt up and all this. And he raised his shirt up, and then they asked him how old he was, because they knew he was too young, and he said how old he was, and they called him a liar, and then he told him he was 21, and Randy slapped him in the face. And after when he did that, they was all coming.
Just a second. Randy, did you slap him in the face?
No, ma'am, I hit him.
You hit him?
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Chad Parker and his friend Josh Lawson say they agreed to a brawl with 17-year-old Justin Wooten and his brother Rusty. The boy's father, Randy Wooten, claims he accompanied his sons to make sure the fight was fair.
Okay. Why did you hit him, sir?
He had an attitude, you know, when he pulled his shirt up. He said, no, I'm not toting a piece. And I know the boy was older than what he was saying he was.
So you hit him?
I hit him.
In the face?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
After he did that, they started coming towards me. All of them was coming towards me. So I got a bat out of my car and ran to the store and told them they needed to call the police or something bad was going to happen, and they refused to call the police. And when I was in the store, Rusty kicked the mirror off my car and kicked the side of my car. Then he picked Josh up and was choking. I don't know what he was doing to him. He had him in the air and wouldn't let him down.
Who had you in the air?
Rusty Wooten.
Rusty. Glad you confessed. This is a wonderful lineup. Why did you have him in the air?
Well, the way everybody was positioned, my dad was in front of Josh and he was walking towards you, and I thought he was going to do something from behind. So I grabbed him from behind, and Justin told me that Josh didn't have nothing to do with the break-in. He was just with the wrong people. So I let him go, and I said, I'm sorry. I apologized, shook his hand, and that was that. I did punch his mirror, but it was because of my only excuse is anger. Is either punch the mirror or punch a minor and possibly go to jail for assault to a minor. So I chose the mirror. So, and I'm ready to pay that. I have an estimate on what a factory mirror would cost for his car.
All right. So far, is everything that I've heard pretty much accurate the way it happened?
No, ma'am.
Well, he said yes, and he says yes. You say no.
No.
What was different?
The phone call, Chad said to meet them at the video store.
Yeah.
Justin and Larry was inside. Rusty and I was parked at the front door. They walked up, started in the video store. Chad saw me sitting in the car. He turned and ran to his car. And that is when he got the ball bat and was swinging at me and running across the parking lot at the same time, and he was swinging.
Was that before or after you slapped his friend?
That was before.
That was before you slapped his friend?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's running around like a lunatic with a baseball
Yes,
bat,
ma'am.
and you go over to his friend, ask if he's got a gun. You didn't like his attitude, and you slapped, and you, excuse me, hit him.
Yes, ma'am.
After the mirror was broken, what happened?
After the mirror was broke, I went to leave. And when I went to leave, Randy was stood in front of the car, and finally they left and got in his car, and Justin and Larry stayed, went back in the video store, and when I was leaving, I hit Justin's car with a bat.
You hit Justin's car with the bat. Were you in your car when you did that?
Oh, ma'am, I got out.
Because you were angry?
Yes, ma'am. And they already did it to mine and hit them, which I know I shouldn't have did it, but I did.
And then what happened?
We left, and Justin's, I don't guess he did, but Larry got in the car with somebody else and followed us. And he hit beside of my car with a tire tool and then threw it at the back, and it stabbed in the back of the car.
With a
tire tool with a sharp end on the one side, and then it's got the lug wrench on the other side.
It's not one of my usual pieces of equipment that I carry in my purse. But I assume it made a hole in your car.
Yes, ma'am, in the back and in the right quarter panel.
Was that your mother's car?
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, where was your mother when all this was going on?
At home.
Did you tell your mom that you were going over to the video store?
No, ma'am, when I got the call, I wasn't at home. They had stayed the night with me the night before, and then we left that
Who stayed the
morning.
night with you?
Josh and Zach.
Oh, okay. Now, what I want to know is, at what point, Justin, did you ask Chad whether he had attempted to burglarize your house?
I told him on the phone.
No. You were meeting at the video store because you wanted to ask him why he attempted to break into your home. And you told me a few moments ago that that was the sole purpose of your going there. And that you also told me that you expected him to answer you. So I've just heard a whole bunch of things going on, but I haven't heard at what point you asked him, Chad, why did you attempt to burglarize my house?
Your Honor, there wasn't no doubt in my mind because my father called him.
So then what'd you go there for?
Truthfully?
Truthfully? Well, of course. Don't you see how foolish I'm making you look?
No.
Well, I'm making you look foolish, sir, because I want you to tell me the truth.
To beat the crap out of Chad.
Right. Now we get there. Not just to ask him whether he attempted to burglarize your house. So you went there, not only you, but your father and your brother and your friend Larry all went there to beat him up.
No. Me and Larry went because we knew he had people with him. My dad
So
was just
you
there
went, and your dad went for what purpose?
to make sure there weren't no guns there.
So he said it's okay if you go and beat him up as long as there are no guns.
Fair fight, yeah.
No, just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay if you go beat him up as long as there are no guns. Is that the idea? Yeah, let's just go have a fair fight. How much do you weigh?
Me, 300 pounds.
How much do you weigh?
135.
Is that fair? Is that fair?
I mean, you know, if he's going to
No, is that fair?
I can't, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if you weigh 300 pounds, and he weighs 135 pounds and his friend looks like he weighs 135 pounds after a good shower, does that sound fair to you?
He shouldn't
like
put
a fair
himself in them
fight?
situations.
What?
He shouldn't put himself in the situations with me.
That's what police are for. Quite frankly, Mr. Wooten.
Yes, ma'am.
These two people are idiots. Those two people are idiots. You give them the benefit of the doubt because they're young idiots.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not a young idiot.
No, ma'am.
My question is, are you an old idiot? How would you permit your sons to become involved in a situation where you know there is going to be violence? Not only do you know, you anticipate there's going to be violence, but your son's intention is to be violent. How do you permit your sons to do that? And follow them to make sure that it's just a fair fight. How do you do that?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
This between Justin and Chad has been going on for years.
So?
It's always never Chad on Justin. You know, he'll never, you know, I don't have no problem with them fighting fair. But it's always Chad and 2 or 3. You're going to jump on one boy. And
how many children do you have?
I have 3.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a carpenter, contractor.
I've always thought that it was the responsibility of parents to try to discourage the resolution of disputes by acts of violence. And I don't care what kind of violence it is. You say it's a fair fight. People get killed in a fair fight.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's say he didn't have a gun. Let's say he had a knife or a screwdriver or a lug wrench. And instead of throwing the lug wrench and hitting the car, one of your team threw it and it went through the windshield and it hit somebody in the head and they got killed. Well, we didn't mean for that to happen. All we meant was to go there and have a fair fight. Now, that doesn't excuse you two idiots.
No, ma'am.
How many times have you been arrested, sir?
Twice.
For what? Let's make sure we get it right.
Theft property.
What kind of property?
An amp.
An amp.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the second time?
Failure to appear.
On that case?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. You on probation?
No, ma'am.
Were you tried?
Yes, ma'am. They just gave me I had to do my suspended sentence, and then they ended the sentence.
When was that?
About a month and a half or 2 ago.
And when did this take place?
About a month ago.
So you were still involved with your suspended sentence?
No, I did my suspended sentence.
So this was a couple of weeks later?
Yes, ma'am.
The dates on these are wrong. We got the actual police report from where he busted his taillight out at the video store.
Well, I want to know, was it about the same time as he was getting off a suspended sentence, he was involved with something else?
I don't know when his suspended sentence was,
I don't
but
know
I can
either.
tell you
I just want to know how dumb he is. All right. And what about you, sir? Let's get to you. Arrested? You. Ever been arrested?
No.
You? You?
No, ma'am.
Didn't think so. Figured he was. So you want them to pay for the damage to your mother's car?
Yes, ma'am.
Forget it! Forget it. He had no right to go there. Looking for trouble. It found him. They're not going to get paid for their car, for the baseball bat, for the dings on the car. Good. You have to keep better control of him. Now you can stand up. You got to keep better control of him. Only saving grace is that you weren't there in the car with him. You weren't there with him. This father, who doesn't see anything wrong with what his boys did, I think it was the ultimate act of betrayal as a parent to encourage his 2 children to engage in a brawl that could have ended up with somebody seriously hurt. And if you don't get it, Mr. Wooten, I'm really sorry for you. We live in a civilized society. We're supposed to anyway. Lots of bad things going on around us. You're not supposed to set a bad example for your children. You're supposed to set a perfect example for your children. And a perfect example isn't, I'll come with you to make sure there are no guns and you can just beat the crap out of them, which is exactly what he says he intended to do. And if you didn't want to be involved with it, you shouldn't have gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may... Your Honor, this is case number 385 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Brown, this is your son?
Yes, it is.
How old is he?
He's 9.
I'm going to ask Bird to take the young man outside because there are some serious allegations here that I don't believe he has to be involved with or be privileged to hear.
Come with me.
Everybody else you can be seated, sir. Ms. Brown, according to your complaint, you rented an apartment from the defendant.
That's correct.
Somebody that it turned out you had some connection with historically in your family.
Correct.
And it was a two-family house. You were upstairs and you lived downstairs. According to your complaints, some issues developed. She evicted you.
Right.
And according to you, kept some of your property.
Correct.
You want to be reimbursed for that property.
That's correct.
Ms. Moore says she's very happy that you decided to sue her because she's been trying to find you. You left no forwarding address when you moved out because she claims you owe her rent. You destroyed her apartment, and she would like to be compensated.
Correct.
So when did you move in, and what kind of a lease did you sign?
It was a month-to-month lease, and we moved in like the last week of February of 2002.
What was the rent?
$650.
And you were evicted in August, is that right?
Really the last week of July, I received an termination of tenancy.
Okay, but then you were told you had to leave August 20th, according to your complaint.
Yes, after we went to court for something else.
Now, why did you notify her that you were evicting her?
Non-payment of rent. And
Tell me when that was.
they didn't finish paying the rent in July, and they didn't pay the rent in August at all.
Okay. In July, how much did they pay?
$605.
Why did you pay $605 in July?
My fiance was having problems with his job, and you know he wasn't working every day.
Okay, so you were shy $45
right.
in.
I don't even know it was $45. I thought it was more like $15 or so.
All right. And what happened in August? I'm asking you. Pay attention.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. In August, I got no response. So on.
What do you mean you got no response?
They don't answer their door. They don't answer their phone.
Is there any reason why you didn't pay rent?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, the end of July, it all, to me, started with an air conditioner. When I first rented the place, she said she had an air conditioner in the unit. It was in the wintertime. I said, asked her, does it get pretty hot up there? She said, yes, it does. I have an air conditioner you can use, you know, when the time comes. You know, I'll just prorate the electricity bill. We were offered an air conditioner through a friend of ours, so we took it. You know, saying that, you know, she was saying that.
Okay,
it was
so you took an air conditioner.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, she, you know, she said to let her know when I got the air conditioner, and I don't think I let her know that exact day that I got it because she wasn't home or something. But anyways, the air conditioner ended up being in there for like 10, 12 days before she knew about it. She called up to my house and asked me, did I have an air conditioner? And I said, yes. She said, well, would you please take it out? You didn't notify me that you had an air conditioner, and would you please take it out? So 5 minutes later, I took the air conditioner out. The next day, this note was posted on my door saying that we have a 30-day tendency to move because we have put an air conditioner in her unit without her permission. And that's where it started from. So that was dated July 31st, and we had 30 days to move. So upon that notice...
Okay, just a second. According to this, they owed $15 of July's rent.
Mm-hmm.
And the other $30 you tacked on here was for the air conditioner.
For the electricity bill.
Just a second. For the air conditioner, for the difference involving the air conditioner. So if they didn't owe you $45 for rent, it was the additional $30 that you say that your electricity bill went up because of the air conditioner.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead. So what happened next?
So the next day that note was posted that we had 30 days to move. So I have a son. I wasn't working at the time. My fiance was only working part-time. I could not afford to pay rent to pay rent twice, you know, to give her August rent since we had 30 days to move, you know, and I already had put up a damage deposit of $650, you know, and so I was, you know, assuming to myself, well,
You're going to live off your security deposit.
Not necessarily.
Well, that's what he says. You say no, but that's what he says. You had $650. You figured she wasn't going to give it back to you anyway. You might as well use that $650 for security deposit to pay your August rent.
Right.
I got you. Okay. But that's non-payment of August rent is not the reason that she was evicting you.
To me, it wasn't. It was because of the air conditioner.
Okay. Is that why you were evicting her?
No, ma'am.
Why were you evicting her?
Late night arguments with the little boy up there, and there's only, you know, the three of them up there. You're throwing things against my walls. You're breaking and damaging things.
Don't talk to her. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. they were doing too many things, and I have my husband's sons during the summertime. We take care of them.
True.
And they're loud. They woke us up at 1:30 in the middle of the night, scared my boys because she was going to burn down the house, threatened to burn down the house.
Why they were having arguments?
Child staying on this.
So they were having arguments?
All the time.
That is not true.
So if they were having arguments, why didn't you move to evict them because they were a nuisance?
Well, I had talked with Stephanie a couple times about that. You know, you've got that child up there, you're doing things up there you shouldn't be doing with that boy up there.
You said nothing to me.
You're leaving that child by himself.
I very seldom left my son
out of the mailbox for him to come in.
I'm not speaking to you.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I mean, I think she left a lot of junk, and they certainly left this apartment like a pig pen.
She would have gave me a chance, I would have cleaned up.
No, no. Pig. Pig. Those things you don't clean up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Brown says former landlord Toby Moore evicted her family and then kept their belongings. Toby says Stephanie is violent.
Now, what did you go to court for?
Okay, after I got the 30-day notice and like August 5th came around, she discovered evidently I wasn't going to pay her rent. So she went and filed an unlawful detainer for non-payment of August rent. We went to court like around the 14th or so, and we were asked to vacate the premises by August the 20th.
No, you weren't asked. Were you ordered to?
Ordered to vacate.
That's
right.
different. Ask and order are two different things.
Okay.
Were you out on August 20th?
August the 20th, around 7 p.m., you know, we were in a process of moving. We only moved like 4 blocks away. I don't have a vehicle. It was pouring down, raining that whole night. We made like 7 or 8 trips with shopping carts, mind you, in the pouring rain, back and forth to our new place moving. But before that, she came about 10 minutes to 8 that evening and said that she was changing the locks on the apartment. I said, well, Toby, we're in the process of moving. You know, can you give us to 8 o'clock in the morning? She said, you cannot tell me what to do at my property. I can make any necessary repairs or whatever I want to my property, and you cannot tell me what to do. And then she threatened me with calling her uncle.
I just want to know whether you were
her
out.
Uncle, the sheriff.
Pay careful attention to me.
Right.
Were you out of the apartment by midnight on the 20th of August?
No, I wasn't, and she knew that, though. She came and asked me when we were going to be out, and I told her 8 a.m. that morning. And I didn't.
Well, you know, just a second, that's maybe what you told her, but you could not be in that unit after midnight on the 20th of August.
Right.
That was the order.
Come and remove
because
us.
then what you do is, instead of starting to move on the 20th, you start to move on the 19th.
That's correct, but we were...
I know it's correct. All right, so now what do you claim was left behind?
This is a list of things that were left behind in the apartment.
Let me see. A slider rocker, I'm talking about the big items, slider rocker, sofa sleeper, large kitchen table, antique golf clubs. What are antique golf clubs?
My fiance had a set of golf clubs, and they were antique. They were like 15, 20 years old.
Oh, no, those aren't antique. Those are old.
Okay, well...
There's a difference between old golf clubs and antique golf clubs.
I'm just appraising. I don't know how old they were, but they were very old.
They were very old.
Right.
Old. Old golf clubs are not antique golf clubs. Right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what happened with all these things?
Most of the things, yes.
Tell me what happened with them.
The things that she left behind, left in the apartment, I took pictures of, and the things that she left and took down to all my neighbor's trash.
She what?
She strategically took stuff and left in everybody's trash.
I'm just talking about the furniture. I'm talking about the furniture.
So am I.
She telling me she put the chair in somebody's garbage?
Correct.
Listen to me carefully,
Yes.
Miss Moore. Is there a sofa that was in the apartment after she moved out?
No, ma'am.
That's
That
a
is
lie.
a lie.
Shh. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I mean, I think she left a lot of junk, and they certainly left this apartment like a pig pen.
No, we...
yes, you did.
I did because I wasn't done moving, Your Honor. I didn't mean
listen to me.
If she would have gave me a chance, I would have cleaned up.
No. Pig. Pig. Those things you don't clean up. This, show her.
They shouldn't have been left like that.
I'm speaking. Don't speak.
I'm sorry.
Nobody was going to clean that oven before you moved out, and nobody was going to defrost the refrigerator at 8 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand?
I understand that.
That's not taking care of somebody else's property. So if this is an indication,
And you know what, Your Honor?
I'm speaking.
Okay.
If this is an indication of how you were taking care of someone else's property, then I understand her counterclaim, which is you left the rest of the place in a complete state of disarray.
When I moved there, it was like that. She gave me $100 off to clean up. The stove and refrigerator was a mess. I had to clean all that up.
So just a second. So she gave you money off.
Right.
Fine. Now, so if that's
and I was
the
going to
case,
clean it up again after I was on, in the process of leaving. I don't
No,
leave my
that's
place
baloney.
like-
That's baloney because you didn't have time. You had to be out by midnight. So you weren't going to clean that up at all. Now, Miss Moore, we've already come to the conclusion that you didn't give her a legitimate reason for evicting her. This is not the legitimate reason, according to you. According to you, didn't like them as tenants. Then they didn't pay rent in August, so that you went and you finally got her evicted. I don't believe that she took all of her stuff. I believe that some stuff was left behind. I don't know what you did with it. You want to tell me what you did with it?
The stuff that was left behind,
Yeah, in the
she
apartment.
came and got. And the things, she came and started going through boxes, and I'm like, Stephanie, no. You have to take your stuff. You can't sit here and do this.
When did she come back?
She came back with her mother on the 22nd.
So what you're telling me is plaintiff and her mother came back on the 22nd.
Correct. Her mother came by looking for her, and I said, I don't know where she is. She moved out. And if you do catch up to her, ask her what does she want with the rest of her things. They're out in my garage. 45 minutes to an hour later, she showed up.
And those were the things that you wanted me to have. It was no
Just a
sofa
second.
in her garage.
Just a second.
There wasn't one.
Had your stuff been in her garage before?
No.
So she moved the stuff out of the apartment
Right.
into her garage.
Right, what she wanted me to have.
What did you do with the things that were in the garage?
Some stuff, the stuff that was in the garage, I put in my mother's car and took with me. Some stuff that was no good, I have a friend that owns a furniture store. They said that I could put the stuff in the trash back there. So stuff that I did not want, I put in the back of this furniture store, trash.
What furniture did you take with you?
I didn't have a chance to even
Now,
get my
what
main furniture out. I took nothing but my it was mostly clothes and stuff that I had moved. I didn't get it to, the big stuff you moved last, and I didn't have a chance to move that.
That's unfortunate. You had an obligation to be out of that premises by midnight on the 20th. Now, she says that you left no couch, that you left no table and chairs, that any furniture that you left, any stuff that you left, she put in a garage. You came by with your mother. Your mother came first, you came second. You looked through the stuff. Some stuff you wanted, some stuff you didn't. Some stuff was trash. Even the trash she moved out of your apartment.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
Can I call
you
a
just
witness,
told me
please,
that.
ma'am?
Sure. Call him. Your last name?
Tellis.
Go ahead, Mr. Tellis.
Okay, the things, way it went down as far as the furniture that was in the house. Her mama, my fiance's mother, knew where we was at, and we had told her where it happened.
Don't tell me anything that her mother saw, sir.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that, but...
I want to know why you didn't move this stuff out on the 18th or the 19th of August. You weren't working. If you're not working, why didn't you move?
He was working.
I was working. I was working, but I was working part-time.
Well, it's working part-time, and the
Okay.
other half the time you move
Okay.
out in time.
Okay.
17th, 18th, 19th, so that you're all out on the 20th, so that you
Right.
don't start moving at 8 o'clock at night on the 20th.
Okay, actually, we had prepared to move by boxing up a lot of things, whatever. But we were moving, and about 4:30, 5 o'clock that morning, she put a lock.
The lock was there before.
She had already put a
locked
lock on the door, but she locked the door so we couldn't get in to finish taking our belongings out.
You couldn't be there 4:30 in the morning on the 21st.
Okay, but even then...
We had
even
agreement.
then-
She said, when are you going to be out? We said 8 o'clock in the morning. She said she had no problem. When we come to make our last several loads, the door was locked.
But
You listen to me. I
understand.
don't believe you that you had stuff in that apartment worth $1,500 because you just said to me we came to make our last several loads. Our last several loads is not all your furniture.
No, it was our sleeper sofa, our dresser, our table, our rockers, my golf clubs, my bikes, all that.
Grills, everything.
Grills. We were to move all that.
Can I have that list? Can I have the list? So what did you take? Just a minute.
Like I
so
said,
what
we-
did you... Shh. So what did you take, sir, is my question.
Basically, we took a lot of pots and pans. We took some rugs that we had. Clothes, you know, a lot of
TVs,
other VCRs. But we didn't get a chance to move the big items.
Okay, good. Now, did you have a U-Haul at that night? Did you have a U-Haul at that night?
No.
No. Okay. Now you can sit down. Now, I want to hear about your counterclaim.
Tell the truth.
One more word. One more word, your case is going to be dismissed, and I will just concentrate on her counterclaim. Do you understand?
I understand.
Who are you?
I'm her husband.
Step up.
Yes, I was the one that mainly moved everything out of that apartment.
Where's the couch?
There was no couch upstairs. There was no couch.
Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is you left the place like a pigsty. Since I really don't know what happened to your furniture in there, I have to rule strictly on the law. And the law is that when you've been evicted from an apartment and you're told to move, you have to be totally out of that apartment on midnight the night of the move. You are not. And you are not out by midnight on the 20th, not because she didn't let you get your stuff, but because you didn't start to move until 8 o'clock at night on the 20th. So anything left in that apartment, even if you left stuff in that apartment afterwards, you can find that that stuff was abandoned by you. So even if they took it, sold it, destroyed it, gave it away, salvaged it, trashed it, or whatever, they had a legitimate right to do that because they are under no obligation to keep your stuff. Do you understand? And again, I'm not sure whether the stuff was there or not, but I am sure that it was there after it was not supposed to be there pursuant to a court order. That's one thing. So that's very easy to deal with. The second thing that I have to deal with is her counterclaim. And her counterclaim is for rent and damages to the apartment. Correct. Well, I think that there are certain damages to the apartment that I can't find caused by them. I certainly think that they left the place like a pigsty and that they have to be fined for that to the extent that they had $650 in security deposit and that at least part of that has to go towards cleaning up this apartment.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Cleaning up and putting it into reasonable condition.
Right.
And I think that probably $150 or $200 is reasonable to clean up that apartment. The problem is you stayed beyond the term of your lease. So you don't get any credit for August rent.
Right.
Which means that you owe her some money to clean up the apartment, the mess that you made, which is a couple of $100. So on the counterclaim, I'm awarding her $200 to clean up the apartment, and I'm awarding you nothing. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Under the matter of Nelson versus Perry. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Nelson, the defendant is your former son-in-law.
Yes.
Married to your daughter. Is this
Yes,
your daughter? They were divorced and they have children.
Yes,
How many
ma'am.
children do they have?
4.
Your lawsuit claims that pursuant to the judgment of divorce, your son-in-law was court-ordered to pay 60% of, among other things, child care costs for
Yes,
the children so that your daughter could work.
Yes, ma'am.
And that it was decided that you would be the child care providers for the children.
Yes, ma'am.
And that your son-in-law owes you for child care. Your daughter works off her 40% of the child care by working in your family business.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Son-in-law says the choice of child care provider was unilaterally taken away from him. And I'll get to his defense in a moment. When were you divorced, sir?
Last year, November 7th.
And at that time, was your wife employed?
Yes.
And who was watching the children at that time?
The hours were set up to where I watched them when she was at work and she watched them when I was at work.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Just a minute. And if there were ever any problems with babysitting, who babysat for the children?
Her parents or my mother.
Why don't you step up here for a moment? Okay. How old are your children?
I have a 3-year-old, twins that are 8, and a 9-year-old.
When did you make arrangements with your parents to babysit for your children?
While we were married, there was a lapse in between our shifts, and my parents would come out for an hour and a half until I got home. And then when he moved out, I needed them to come at 11:30 p.m. and watch them all night long until I got home at 9 o'clock in the morning.
When they came for that hour and a half, prior to the two of you separating, were they paid any money?
No, they used their gas and everything to come out there for nothing.
I just asked you. They weren't paid any money.
Sorry.
They came out to take care of their grandchildren.
Right, they did.
And then when you were working at night, they would come to your house to sleep?
Right.
And you didn't ask for any money from your daughter, did you?
That was when we started being actually paid cash for the babysitting.
Who paid you cash?
Well, the logic of the divorce was Bill was to pay part of it and my daughter was to pay part of it.
Was that discussed with Bill?
It was court ordered, ma'am.
No, it was not court ordered that you were to be the babysitter. That's not what I asked you.
No, it was
I
not.
asked you, were you paid any money?
No.
And when was it that you began to be compensated?
When the divorce was final.
In November?
In November, and we had to take over watching the kids on a 40-hour basis.
When for the first time was it discussed with your former son-in-law that you were going to be babysitting for your grandchildren and expect payment?
I have never discussed that with my son-in-law as far as a cash payment, ma'am. When we were first babysitting for them when they were still married, the agreement was he would keep our vehicles in running order for our business because that was his line of work in exchange for us babysitting the children.
You mean you had actually an arrangement as far as that was concerned?
Yes, ma'am.
As grandparents? Yeah. You had a business arrangement, a
Yes.
barter arrangement. You would barter, he took care of the cars at the times that you filled in for babysitting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what was your daughter doing for you in exchange for babysitting for your
She
children?
works at our donut shop.
What?
We have a donut shop. Sometimes she comes in and she'll fry, sometimes she'll ice. Other times, if our vehicle isn't running, we use her vehicle to deliver with.
Who had a conversation with him with regard to your taking over full-time babysitting responsibilities starting in January of 2001? You did.
Yes. Actually, Your Honor, my parents didn't start watching the kids again until the end of May.
May of what year?
This last year.
And what conversation did you have with your former husband about your parents taking over that responsibility?
At the time, he wanted me to let his girlfriend watch the kids. I didn't feel comfortable with that, and I found a friend that would watch it for $440 a month total, and he wasn't comfortable with that. That left me with no other choice but to go back with my parents. And I discussed it with my parents. They told me to tell him that if he would come over and keep the maintenance up on their vehicles, that would be the deal. He said no way. He refused. He got upset.
Well, you got somebody who was not related to you to take over the babysitting responsibilities, you know, during the overlap time for $440 a month. Your parents want how much? 1,000?
880.
880. Where did you come up with that figure?
Well, because we would have to drive to Star and watch the kids there. We would have to bring the youngest one back to our house so that we could continue taking care of the things we had to do. Then we would have to go back to Star to pick the kids up after school. And then we would have to go back to our place so that Tammy could come over and pick them up. And we would take the kids to all their doctor's appointments or anything they had to do at
You're
school.
the grandparents. That's what grandparents do. What was wrong with his fiancée?
Well, I have a letter that she gave me telling me my kids weren't wanted. I have him on tape telling me that he doesn't want to see his kids. And I went to pick him up one time when he had them for the weekend, and they were all in the house. Him and her were in the bedroom taking a nap, and my 2-year-old was 3 houses down by himself, heading towards a busy street. And I just didn't feel comfortable with her having them on
That's
a regular
good reason.
basis.
If that happened, that's a very good reason. You're absolutely right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linda and Floyd Nelson say their daughter's ex-husband, Bill Perry, owes for his share of daycare costs. Bill says Linda and Floyd are the babysitters, and he doesn't approve.
Now, what was wrong, Mr. Perry, with this friend that she got to watch the children for $440 a month?
I do not know these people, Your Honor.
You may not know them. Did you say to her, I'd like to meet them? I'd like to meet this friend, spend some time with this friend before I agree?
No,
Did you say
not.
that?
No, I did not.
Why not?
At the time, I had my fiancée, which was willing to watch them.
That's not a good idea. So, Mr. Perry, while I am sympathetic with your position that your in-laws have overcharged the amount, I do think that you were being short-sighted and got a bug in your bonnet when you said, forget this stranger, because your former wife, who's the mother of these 4 children, I am certain would not want to leave the children with anyone who was not capable of babysitting for them. And just because you say, well, I have somebody who's going to do it for a lot less, my girlfriend.
Your Honor, Your Honor?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I never claimed to not want to pay the person she has talked about.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have received a bill in the mail, I would have sent my money to them. I said I had somebody else that could babysit my
girlfriend.
Correct.
Listen to me, Mr. Perry. Put your hands down. Listen to me, Mr. Perry. If you said to your former wife, I'm married, I am in a solid relationship, we've been married for a year or 2, she stays home, she likes the children, they like her, This is going to be a forever thing as far as I'm concerned. Let's try to save as much money as we can. My wife will take care of them. I assume that your marriage to your former wife was your first one, is that right?
Correct.
It didn't work out 4 children later.
Correct.
Now you have a girlfriend.
Hmm?
There is even more of a likelihood that this isn't going to work out with your girlfriend forever. I think she is perfectly justified in saying, I don't want his girlfriend to babysit for my children. Put your hand down. By the same token, Mr. and Mrs. Nelson, I think it's overreaching. I think you're overreaching a little bit. I think that what you're doing is saying to your daughter, listen, come and put a little frosting on the cake every once in a while. You work off your 40%. We want to be good people. You know, we want to be good grandparents. But you really don't charge your daughter for her 40% of this child care bill. But if you had somebody to babysit for your children for $440 a month, he would be responsible for 60% of that. Okay. It's about $264 a month that he would be responsible for. That's pretty reasonable, isn't it, sir?
Yes, it is.
Good. That's what he's going to pay you for babysitting.
That's fine.
Good. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. It's 8 months. $2,112. So from now on, Mr. Perry, if you don't want to get into any difficulty, it seems to me that you make those payments on time. She says, fine. Not they. I'm not interested in the plaintiffs. Your wife said that would be fine.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And she's the only one who is a party to the court order ordering you to pay 60% of the daycare. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So right now you owe them $2,112, and I suggest that you keep that money up every month as long as they take care of the children. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He didn't want to have anything else to do with her, nothing to do with the children.
If they would have sent me a bill on daily or a monthly basis, I probably would have paid.
He's seen him 4 times in 6 months. I can't help it.
One of the children is not his biological child, and he has to pay child support and daycare on that child.
He hated her. He didn't want to see the kids.
Didn't go like I thought it would, that's for darn sure.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schmidt versus Meads. Step forward, please.
27-year-old financial advisor Ray Schmidt is suing his former friend, 28-year-old waitress Christy Meads, for an unpaid loan of $1,000. Christy says they were much more than friends, and the money was a gift.
Mr. Schmidt, you claim a loan to the defendant in the amount of $1,000. The defendant acknowledges that you gave her $1,000. She said it was just that. It was a gift from a friend. So tell me when you gave her the $1,000, what it was for, and how you know her.
I originally met Miss Mavis in early part of June. I was introduced through a direct selling company, and our relationship kind of grew from there. We did become friends. We saw one another at different functions, and the way it happened is she and I became friends. And
just social friends, not romantic friends.
No, just social friends. And
that's not true.
Just a minute.
Through the course of our relationship, she promoted my business, and she got me a few clients. I actually have a copy of the account apps for these clients that she helped get me.
Did you pay her for her service?
No, ma'am.
You never went out socially, is that right?
That's not true. We did go out socially, a group of us. After meetings, we would go to have cocktails after meetings.
How many people in this group?
Usually anywhere from 6 to 10.
So it was a large group. So you weren't intimate social friends? You never went out to dinner alone together?
Yes, we had.
Oh, you did that too?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you go out for dinner, just the two of you?
Never dinner, a few lunches.
But never dinner?
Never dinner.
Never dinner. That's fine.
Okay. So that, would there be any reason why she would perform a business function for you that was financially remunerative for you without billing you?
Yes, because we were friends.
So now let's get to the $1,000 and the why.
She wanted to open up a direct sales office in Las Vegas. And when she went to go do this, she was a little bit short on cash. So I offered, let me loan you the $1,000.
Who brought up the amount?
I asked her, how much do you think you'd need?
Okay.
So it was agreed that she would pay me $500 2 weeks, because we got paid on a 2-week basis through this company, and then the other $500 the next 2 weeks after that.
And she went and she didn't pay you back the money?
No.
And that's why you're here. You have anything else to tell me?
I did, because she brought me these clients, I did, in fact, purchase a dress for her. It just so happened that...
That's the dress, I assume. I didn't know what that
Yeah.
show and tell was. Go ahead.
So, here's a receipt for that.
How much did you pay for the dress?
It was $64.86.
Okay, now let's hear your version of the events, madam.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Put the schmata over there. Go ahead.
Okay. I did meet him through a mutual friend that brought him into our office. That's true, and yes, I did help him get clients because he was a very nice young man when I met him. He did try to pursue me in a romantic way, and he had a girlfriend at the time. So for quite some time, I wasn't taken by it. However, he told me that he broke up with her, which later I found out from her calling me that they never broke up. But I did bring in one of the loving cards he gave me as just a business friend, and I don't know if you'd like to read that.
I'd like to see it.
It's definitely not just a friendship card.
Ray, remember this
Honor.
card? Shh.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okie dokie. It's hard to find a love like this, a sharing love, an honest love, a love that's so rare, so beautiful. This is a business friend.
She helped me through a tough time. She had some books and some insight, and that was able to help me take my life to another level.
So you owed her a lot.
Yes.
Now, I read the card. Keep it going.
Yeah. So basically, when I was thinking about moving to Las Vegas, he offered to lend me this money. At first, I was like, no, no, no. And then he told me he believed in me, so he was going to give me this money. I came back to Newport Beach, and one of his friends told me that he was back together with Lana. Now, I'd pretty much talked to him every single day, probably a couple times a day. It was, we had grown a relationship. I basically got very upset about it. I was out with him and one of his other ex-girlfriends, who I was actually helping him with for the business. Yeah, he stays friends with a lot of those. And she was one who told me that him and Lana were back together, and I was like, So basically, I just decided at that point I just wanted nothing to do with him anymore. And then I got a phone call from Lana who told me that they never broke up.
Let's go back a little bit. When you first started to speak, you said he offered to lend me this money. He offered to lend me this money. Now, I think that at that point, when you said that, you realized that you misspoke.
No, I turned him down.
What did you say to him?
I was a very proud person. I didn't want to take his money.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You said, I'm too proud, I don't want to take your money.
Yeah, I've never taken money from anybody.
And then what happened?
He said he wanted to give me $1,000.
Yes.
That was when he told me, I believe in you. And I told him, okay.
So what you're telling me is you're basically a very proud person. You've never taken money from anybody, but you were willing to take this as a gift, but not a loan.
Because I really liked him.
Miss Meaves, Mr. Schmidt may not be a very nice person.
Mm-hmm.
He may have deceived you. He may have deceived the old girlfriend. He may like to string along a lot of ladies at one time, but he loaned you this money. You know he loaned you this money. I now know he loaned you this money, and that the reason you decided not to pay him back this money was because you felt as if he was deceptive and didn't deserve to get it back. Because if I believe anything that you say, you want me to believe everything that you say. So if you tell me that you are a proud person and you never take money from anybody, then that kind of person would have said, I will accept a loan from you that I will pay back, but I'm not accepting a gift from you because that would mean that I was not a proud person.
Right.
And doesn't take anything from anybody. So I don't believe you. Anyway, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Case number 1 on the calendar in the matter of Walker versus Noble. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Mr. Walker, you and the defendant leased an apartment together. Is your claim that the defendant locked you out, she kept some of your property, and in addition, she showed around a private letter which caused you embarrassment?
Yeah.
The defendant says that you, in fact, broke the lease to the apartment. She is countersuing for your share of 4 months' rent. She said that she did not lock you out of the apartment. So when did you sign this lease?
It was September 22nd of 2001.
And how did you know the defendant?
I used to work with her, and we were friends.
So tell me when this problem started, around Christmas time?
It was around Christmas time, December 21st of 2001. I had received a phone call, 3 o'clock in the morning, from my mother, stating that she was sick and that she wanted me to come down there to be with her.
Where does she live?
She lives in Virginia.
Where is this apartment that you were living in?
It's in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
The only thing I took with me was my clothes. A few days later, my mom got better, so I was going to come home, and I received a phone call from Josie stating that I am no longer allowed in the house because she thought I moved out.
How many days later?
It had to have been like 4 or 5.
In the month of December?
In the month of December.
No.
Okay. Had you paid your share of December's rent?
Yes, I was paid up until January.
None of that is true at
Just
all.
a second, I'm going to get to you in a minute. All right, how much was rent?
It was $240. I paid $240 a month.
Josie, give me your version of what happened.
Let's see, December 20th, I spoke to him on the phone, and I asked him if he had his share of the rent money. And the whole month, I was letting him go with just giving me $40 a week, and we'll just take it up from there, and he'd make it up to me at the end of the month. And when I talked to him, he said that he spent his share on presents. And I never once said that he could never come back to the apartment.
Let's just get, you're getting ahead of yourself. You're getting ahead of yourself. Now, what happened? He said he left December 21st. What happened?
He left in the night. I never heard a phone ring at 3 a.m. I would have woken up. He would have woken up.
Well, who's he?
He is my my ex-boyfriend. He was there at the time.
Okay, I don't care whether you heard a phone or you didn't hear a phone. You woke up December 21st, and
I woke up. Well, he woke up to go wake Jamie up to go to work, and he found this note that Jamie left.
Can I see it, please? Did you write this letter?
No, I did not. That is not my writing.
Oh my God.
I have very sloppy writing. That is not my writing.
Do you have any other writing of the?
I have the copy of the lease that he signed, and I don't know about that.
Well, but he's printing this.
There should be a signature one right above my
I
signature.
Oh, I see. Yes, you're right. I think you wrote this.
I did not write it.
I think you wrote this, Mr. Walker. I'm just looking at the way you not only signed your name here, but printed it on your lease. It's exactly the same as the printing on this. Yes, it is. Okay. So you left.
Yes.
What items do you claim that Miss Noble kept of yours?
Well, she has a computer.
Well, you wrote here the computer is yours, too. You can have my last paycheck. Give this to Dawn as proof. And you also wrote the computer is yours, too.
I did not give her the computer.
Well, that's what you wrote, sir.
But I didn't write that, I'm saying.
Oh, I think you did.
Well, she has a desk of mine, too. A bed. She has some books, CDs.
And when did you try to get back into the apartment, Mr. Walker?
It was right after I got back.
Okay. And you're on the lease?
Yes, I am.
Then you should have been let back into the apartment. Did you go to the police?
No, I didn't know I could.
Of course you did. If you have a lease to an apartment, you're on the lease.
The landlord wouldn't let me back in there either.
No, you go to the police. Put your hand down. I didn't ask for you. You know that you can go to the police if you're locked out of your apartment. Come.
And they had the locks changed, too.
So what? The police go, they knock at the door, they say he has a lease to the apartment, he has the absolute right to be here, to be to the apartment. You were ready to go home in a couple of days. You go home. So I don't believe you, sir.
He didn't go to Virginia. I have a receipt from my cousin who sent him money while he was in York, PA. I
don't care where he went. I don't believe him. You want to tell me the second part of your lawsuit, sir? Second part of your lawsuit is about a letter.
Yes. Miss Noble had gone through my room with all my stuff, and she had found a personal letter of mine, and she had given it to one of our co-workers, and in which in turn that co-worker had took that letter and spread it around work and customers too.
Tell me about that letter.
After he left that note, we waited a little while. He cleaned out the room, Jamie's room, and we found this little red binder that said, "Don't go through it." So we're going to go through it.
Of course.
And he found the letter, handed it to me, I read it, got a kick out of it, and the girl that I showed, he was going around saying that he slept with her, telling nasty stories about her, and it's like, she wasn't my best friend, but she was like a coworker, and it's affecting her reputation. So we invited her over, we showed her the letter, she said, "Can I keep it?" And I didn't care. And she kept it, gave it back, I don't know what I did.
That's why, Mr. Walker, if you honestly wanted to get back into your apartment, and I don't know where you went, because you had valuable things in there, things that you didn't want shown around, that's why you go to the police and you get all your stuff. When, for the first time, did you decide to get back your stuff?
It was right after I got back.
No.
Which was what month?
December.
In December?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do?
I called her and I
So what
said,
did you do? Did you go to court in December? Did you go to court in January or February? What'd you do?
No, I waited because she said she was going to take me to court first. And I never got anything back, so I filed the case.
Why should you? Listen to me.
Because she said she was going to.
Mr. Walker, you're not an unintelligent person, are you?
No.
You locked out of your apartment, you go to the police, you say, "I have to get my stuff, my computer, my private
He
stuff."
was
I
never
went
locked out.
away in the middle of the night to help take care of my ailing mother.
He was never locked out. I didn't get the locks changed until about a month ago.
Not even,
and
not even like
what,
2 weeks ago.
What happened was he left a note in my mailbox telling me to call him on a cell phone number. And I told him, "Why don't you just give me like $500 and I won't go to the cops and I won't go do all this stuff so I can get the rest of my money back, because I really wanted to avoid this."
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It doesn't give her the right to spread it around work. That's my personal information.
I showed a girl that you lied about.
And later today,
Show me. Well, what do you think you were coming here for? Waltz lessons?
No.
Show me where you had paid off the bills.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jamie Walker says former roommate Josie Noble owes for the return of his belongings. Jamie also says Josie defamed his character.
Go ahead.
May I say something to that?
Who are you?
I'm Sarah, Jamie's friend. He's staying with me at the current moment.
Sure.
On the date that Miss Noble is talking about, when she had called, it is my cellular phone. She was really rude to me, ranting and raving about different things, saying that she was going to harm Jamie and that she was going to have
What did
people
she
after him.
say she wanted?
She wanted to talk to him. She wanted to talk to him now, and I said, well, he's unavailable at this moment. He had called her back, and they had talked about it for a couple hours, and
I was at work for a couple
It
hours.
was like an hour, approximately an hour.
Yes.
They had worked out to where she had said that he could not come get his things. She had also called me before on my cellular phone, telling me that, wondering where he was at, and told me that he was not allowed to get his things and that they were hers now.
That was not what was said
Can I
on
say
the phone
something?
at all. At all. I called there and...
Whatever. I don't know what this letter said. I don't have this letter, unless somebody has a copy of the letter. Do you have
I
a
have
copy of the
proof
letter?
that it was about, what it entailed.
And it was left in your house?
It was left in the apartment, yes.
Right. Which I find that you left.
But that doesn't give her the right to spread it around work.
No, no,
That's
no.
my personal information. May I say
I showed a girl that you lied about.
You
Yeah,
may
she
not.
works for
It
them.
doesn't lend anything. Neither did her statement lend anything, but I thought maybe it might.
I was there a lot, like around through everything that happened, so.
Spare me, will you please? He is suing for the following: for the return of his property. What personal property? A computer?
A computer.
A desk?
A desk. A
You have his
bed.
desk?
He doesn't have a desk. All there was a little nightstand thing.
It's a stand.
And a bed. And a couple books were left.
Fine. Where are those things?
The stand is still in the apartment, the bed is still in the apartment, and the books are still there.
Great.
I have my
Great.
videos too, and my CDs.
What about his movies?
There are no CDs. There's probably like 2 movies I think I still might have, but no CDs. Not in...
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is get the boyfriend to help you pack up his bed, his little nightstand, his books, and his videos. Pack them up. Put them out on the front of the house 5 days from today's date. He has 3 hours, from 12 to 3. If you're not there between 12 and 3 to get your bed, your nightstand, your books, and your videos, she has the right to get rid of them. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now let's get to the issue of the rent.
Okay.
You left the premises, and I find that you had no reason to leave the premises. Even if she locked you out, you had the right to get back in there, and I don't find that she locked you out of the residence. So from the time you left in December until the time she found a roommate, you are responsible for half your rent.
Can I say something on that?
Yes.
Her ex-boyfriend now, he was living with us from the time that he moved, or that we moved into the apartment, until the time that I left. And after that, I know he was still staying there, as I know of.
When you moved in September, was he living there?
Yes.
So that you knew he was living there?
Yes.
So?
But
that was your arrangement in September. He didn't move in afterwards, right?
Right.
So stop complaining. You have to pay until she... Who was your new roommate?
She just recently moved out. She was my cousin's cousin.
And how many months did she live there?
4 months.
When did she move in?
Or 3 months.
When did she move in? I don't need her name.
March.
So the month of January and February, is that right? He wasn't there, and then you had a roommate in March. Is that right?
Because he was gone for 4 months before I got her to move in.
Doesn't sound right. $480 is what you owe her. Do you understand?
Yes.
However, we're holding the $480 until you get your property, which is going to be on the order. Do you understand?
I think she might have only been there for 2 months or...
Fine.
So
that's still only 2 months. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. I don't care whether you agree with it or not. Do you understand it? That's all.
But he was...
Maybe I shouldn't have went to go visit my mother.
He's such a liar, and so is she. Nothing but a bunch of little lies, and I'm so glad that they're out of my life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fair versus Wharton, step forward, please.
21-year-old bank representative Jessica Fair is suing her ex-fiancé, 23-year-old medical equipment repairman Neil Wharton, for his share of a joint loan. Neil is countersuing for a lost engagement ring.
Miss Fair, you and the defendant were engaged to be married, and there came a time when you and the defendant became inundated with bills, credit card bills, etc. So you went to your mother,
yes,
and you asked if she could help you out with a loan,
yes,
so that you could clear up all of your debts, and you would pay her back.
Yes.
You and the defendant would pay her back. Is that right?
Yes.
And your mother gave you $8,000.
Yes.
Then you and the defendant broke up, and the engagement was off. Now, you're not seeking half the money from the defendant, but according to you, you're seeking only the amount of money that was attributed to his bills, his personal bills that were paid off from this loan from your mother.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Wharton says that there was never an agreement with him and your mother for this loan. So far, is that right, Mr. Wharton? And he is counterclaiming for the value of the engagement ring, which he says was never returned to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was present when the discussion of the loan came up with your mother?
There was numerous discussions of the loan. There was a point where all three of us had been there.
Do you remember discussions about this loan to pay off your bills?
No. She had told me that she was going to seek help for her bills from her mother. I didn't know anything that had anything to do with mine. But as far as us, all three of us sitting in a room together, no.
Did you have substantial credit card bills?
Yes.
How much?
About $3,000 worth.
Now, when Miss Fair's mother agreed to make this loan, were your $3,000 worth of bills paid off?
I do not know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, exactly that. I really don't know.
Well, you get statements from your credit card company.
No. She called the credit companies and said she was filing bankruptcy and had my mailing address and everything sent to her.
Well, did you ever pay those bills, sir, the $3,000 worth of bills?
I have been paying them off, yes.
You have been?
Yes.
Show me.
I didn't.
Show me. Well, what do you think you were coming here for? Waltz lessons?
No.
Show me where you had paid off the bills. Do you have bank statements showing me that you have paid each month towards paying down this $3,000 worth of debt?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Why not?
I don't.
You want to show me proof that you paid off his credit card bills?
Yes. On the front is a spreadsheet showing everything that he owes and account numbers linked to either him or jointly, and some pay stubs with the bank statement.
What was purchased at Samuel's Jewelers?
My first engagement ring.
What happened to that?
He has it.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Xerox Credit Union, is that you, sir?
It was a consolidation loan. When we split, she decided she was going to take that loan, and I was going to take a wedding loan that we took out for $5,000.
What was that used for?
It was to pay off her other ring that she got.
That's not true.
Well, what was it used to pay off?
I believe we paid the DJ, and we put a down payment on the reception hall. The consolidation loan actually paid off the ring.
Is that right, sir?
Not that I know of. I believe it was with the MBNA wedding thing that we took out.
Have you been paying on that loan?
On the MBNA, yes, I have.
You have proof of that?
No, I don't.
Did he take over that loan, $5,000?
I am still receiving statements on my part saying that the loan is past due, so...
Are you also a co-signatory on that loan?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you in trouble. Now, Miss Fair, what happened to the second engagement ring?
The second engagement ring...
Look at me.
I'm sorry.
What happened to the second engagement ring, Miss Fair?
The second engagement ring was purchased in April 27th, 2 days before my birthday. We financed it jointly, and I paid that with the consolidation loan.
So I'm asking you where the engagement ring is.
I lost it. I don't have it.
I'm not sure if I believe that, Miss Fair, so you better tell me the truth. I'm going to give you one more opportunity. If you have an expensive piece of jewelry, what you usually do is you insure it. So you want to tell me where it is?
I honestly don't have it. When we split, I was giving him back both of his rings. I gave him back the original engagement ring. I couldn't find the other one.
That's not his fault. Did you make any payments, sir, on the consolidation loan?
We were paying from a joint bank account.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
So he actually paid for part of the ring?
Yes.
Okay. And how much was the entire ring?
I have a receipt for it. It was $2,144.63.
All right, Miss Fair, listen to me very carefully. I believe that Mr. Wharton is responsible for his own bills, and since he does not have any proof that he is currently paying off on this $3,000 credit card debt, I find that the $3,000 that you actually paid off of his credit card debt, he should be responsible for. And from that, I am deducting half of the cost of the engagement ring, which is $1,072, leaving a balance of $1,928. For that, I am issuing...
Versus McCullough. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. McCullough, you are one of 6 children, is that right?
That's correct.
And this is your mother?
Yes.
According to what I read in your complaint, your parents were divorced.
That's correct.
And subsequent to the divorce, your father passed away.
Yes.
At the time that your father passed away, he was residing in what had been the marital home.
Yes.
As soon as he passed away, your mother moved back into the marital home. Half of the marital home belongs to your mother. Half of the marital home, according to her, belongs to the 6 children.
Yes.
It is your claim that your mother has some property that belongs to you, has some property that belongs to you and your siblings that was property of your father's that she either kept or disposed of, so you're suing for that. And also for the cost of legal fees, because you say that she filed a restraining order against you, things got so heated, and you want those legal fees paid.
That's
right?
correct.
Okay. When were your parents divorced?
Several years prior to...
Let's not go there. If you don't know the answer, say I don't know when they were divorced. When were you divorced?
2001.
How many years had you been married?
27.
And you had 6 children?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the judgment of divorce?
Well, I have a deed that says if that will help, a deed that says that I'm owner of half the house.
Let me see the deed. Was that pursuant to the divorce judgment?
Yeah, that half the house, half the property was his and half of it was mine.
Why did your husband remain in the marital home?
Because he was sick, and I told him he could stay there.
Was there a will?
No.
Did you speak to an attorney after your father died?
I contacted an attorney who suggested that the house be put in probate. So the house was put in probate. My mother disagreed to the probate from day one.
Why would you want to put the house in probate, to have it sold?
Because we didn't know what was happening with his belongings.
What belongings, sir?
All of his belongings.
Like what?
Pictures on the walls, couches, entertainment centers, computers.
You mean furniture?
Furniture, not only furniture, but I was concerned about my belongings also.
Let's not talk about your belongings
Okay.
yet. Let's talk about the furniture in the house.
Okay.
Had your father refurnished when your parents separated?
Yes, he did.
Is that right?
He bought a couch, 2 couches for $35, both, at a thrift store that he furnished. And then that's the only thing he put in the house, and then the entertainment center, which was a gift from his niece.
So we're not talking about $100,000 worth of furniture?
No, ma'am.
What personal belongings of yours did you think were in the house?
A weight set, a mountain bike, boxing trophies. We had lockers in the house, Your Honor. My dad had lockers built for each individual kid, and that's where we kept a lot of our personal stuff.
Did you ask your mother for your things?
Yes, I did ask my mother for my things.
And what did she tell you?
I couldn't get none of my stuff.
What? Let me hear.
That's not true. I have some letters here from the probate lawyer asking him and asking all of them to remove their stuff.
Can I see it, please?
And there's 5 letters here.
You received a letter that was dated April 8th, 2004, correct?
Yes.
And the letter is from an attorney that says, please come and get your stuff. And if you don't come and get your stuff, they're going to dump your stuff. And since you and your other brother are prohibited from going to her house because there was a restraining order against you, you were supposed to make arrangements through Mark. Who's Mark?
Another brother of mine.
Or someone else to have their belongings identified and removed. Did you do that?
I tried to contact him to find out a day and time to do that. He said he'd call me back. The guy never called me back.
Why didn't you have the attorney that you spoke to, Mr. McCullough, contact the probate attorney for your father's estate and say, listen, my client has been trying to get his stuff. He can't make an arrangement. Or is there another agenda here that I am not figuring out? And I somehow believe that there's something cooking here other than your baseball jacket and a couple of trophies that are in a locker. You want to tell me what it is?
What it is, Your Honor, is I thought that I would be able to get my stuff.
I'm not talking about your stuff. I'm saying this has to do with something other than your stuff that was in a locker, a baseball jacket and a couple of trophies. It had to do with something more than that, probably something that had to do with money, because you wanted your mother to sell the house, right?
No, I didn't want my mother to sell
Well, then
the house.
why go to probate if you didn't want your mother to sell the house?
What it had to do with was not only my stuff, but my father's stuff had gotten removed from the house. The day she moved in, she brought her stuff in. There wasn't room for both of their stuff in the house. So she started disposing of his property. And not only his property.
How did she dispose of your father's property?
Dump.
Is your mother crazy? No.
No.
You think she would dispose of stuff in a dump that was worthwhile, that she could have sold for some money? Of course she would have. So she took the stuff that was junk and she got rid of it. So what are you complaining about?
It was junk to her. We never got offered none of this stuff. She never said...
Okay, you mean she took it upon herself. Your mother took it upon herself to decide what was junk and what was good stuff, and you felt that she should have consulted her children. She should have consulted her children about that before she got rid of it.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Get over it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You think it was easy for your mother to raise 6 children with a man who had problems with drugs and alcohol?
No.
Grow up. Your mother has not had a very easy life.
And later today,
he said that it's his pool and he's going to get it cleaned the way he decides.
He's absolutely right. He doesn't have to deal with your 2 guys. He's already dealt with one person who doesn't have insurance.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mario McCullough says after his father died, his mother, Belinda McCullough, threw out property belonging to him, his siblings, and his deceased father.
You have a life? Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
You have a wife?
I'm engaged.
You're engaged, but you have children?
Yes.
Are you engaged to the mother of your children?
No, I have custody of my children.
Okay. How old are your children?
My daughter's 7, going to be 8.
Yeah.
And my son's 5.
Okay. And you make judgments with regard to things?
Yes.
Is that right? Without consulting them, right?
Yes.
Because you are their what?
Parent.
And how old is your mother? Do you know?
No, I don't.
You don't know how old your mother is? How old are you?
53.
Your mother's 53. She raised 6 children, right?
Yes.
And when she and your father separated, was your father ill?
Yes, he was.
What was the nature of his illness?
He had esophagus problems.
What was the nature of his illness?
He had illness due to his esophagus, but it was due to alcohol and drugs.
And you moved out of the house after how many years with him?
27.
Your father have a problem with the drugs and alcohol?
Yes, he did.
So you think it was easy for your mother to raise 6 children with a man who had problems with drugs and alcohol?
No.
So you think that she was forced to make judgments every day with regard to not only what was best for her children, but what was best for her husband, who had problems, and her? You think she was called on to do that?
Yes.
And you think she held a meeting every time she had to make one of those decisions?
No.
You think she made more weighty decisions about whether something was an old couch that was a piece of junk or a good couch that she could sell for $25? You think she made really important decisions over 25 years? So why would you think, Mr. McCullough, that after she moves back into the house, which she left because she said he was sick, she was nice enough not to tell me why he was sick. He was sick and I felt as if he should stay at the house. That after he died, she moves back into the house, and the house is full of junk, somebody who's got a drug problem, an alcohol problem. So she moves her good stuff back into the house, her stuff that she wants to live with, and gets rid of his old junk. You think she should have to stop and say, I have to ask all of my 6 children, get together and have a meeting to figure out what we should do with this $35 couch? Mr. McCullough, your mother probably had a very difficult time for 25 years with your father, right?
Yes.
Despite that, it appears to me as if you are a nice young man. You got your priorities out of kilter, Mr. McCullough. Was your father a rich man?
No, he wasn't.
Was your mother a rich woman?
No, she wasn't.
Ms. McCullough, is there anything in any of those cubbies or lockers that you still have in the house?
Your Honor, I got pictures. This is the locker. This is some of the stuff that I took out of the house. It's on the porch.
Can I see it, please? Do you have any of his memorabilia, your son's memorabilia, his... Who are you?
Your Honor, I'm his sister and her daughter. There is stuff still in the basement that hasn't been removed. The weight set is still in the basement, and if there's any memorabilia, it could either be in the shed or in the basement. There is boxes full of stuff.
Tell me your name.
Julia Ferfaro.
Julia, will you do me a favor?
Yes.
He wants his weight set back.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And I want you to take a look and see if there are any trophies there.
Okay.
What kind of trophies are they?
Your Honor, I have a picture of my trophies in a garbage can on the front porch.
Well, if they're on the garbage can on the front porch, why didn't you take them, sir? Who took the picture?
My brother took the picture.
Well, if your brother took the picture, why didn't he take the trophies out of the garbage can?
Because he didn't want, because there was a restraining order put in place saying that nothing should be removed from the home.
Oh, stop. If your brother was close enough to the house to see in the garbage can that your trophies were in the garbage can, he should have taken them out of the garbage can. Make arrangements for him to get his weight set. Mr. McCullough,
Yes.
Grow up, sir. Did you consent to an order of protection? Your mother filed for a restraining order. She said you were harassing her and a person that lives in the house with her. She has a boyfriend living in the house now?
Yes.
No, he doesn't live there.
Or he was there. So there was a protective order. Did you consent to a protective order being issued against you?
I consented to a second restraining order.
Fine. Then you can't sue on it, sir. Put your hand down. Grow up. Your mother has not had a very easy life. Why don't we try making it easier for her, not more difficult, sir? You're getting your weight set back, and if you can't make up with your mother after all the times and years that she took care of you, that is your problem. Do not visit that on me. Your weight set's going to be returned to you within 3 days. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
With Judge Judy talking to him, I pray that what she said, you know, really goes deep into his heart.
She benefited from my father's death when she was his ex-wife.
I just think he's angry because my mother had divorced my father and she was moving on with her life.
I've got 3 other brothers that are on my side.
I just think it's unfortunate that it tears a family apart.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Tardif, Morales versus Harrison. Step forward, please.
Grad student Joseph Ted Tardif and his roommate, Adrian Morales, are suing landscape business owner Alan Harrison for damage to their swimming pool. Ted and Adrian say Alan accidentally drove his stump cutter into the pool.
Mr. Tardif, according to what I read in your complaint, you hired Mr. Harrison to come and grind some tree stumps in your backyard. And he had an accident in your backyard. He and his machine fell into your swimming pool, causing some damage. You want him to pay for the damage to your pool. Mr. Harrison acknowledges that he had the
Accident.
He acknowledges that he and his machine tipped over and went into your pool. It was entirely his fault, correct, Mr. Harrison?
Yes.
Except he said that the pool was not damaged to the extent you say it was, and he's not going to build you a new pool, which is really what you want. He's willing to clean it up, but that's about it. Is that right?
We had the agreement, yes.
Well, I don't know what agreement you had, but I assume Mr. Tardif is going to tell me. Mr. Harrison, what kind of business do you have?
I operate a stump grinding business and a tree and landscape demolition removals.
How long have you been doing it?
3 years.
You have insurance?
No.
Why not?
Well, I just couldn't afford it at the time, and I'm still trying to build up. Things are a little bit tight, and I don't have insurance.
Who are these people?
These are my witnesses to cleaning the pool and to removing the stump cutter from the pool.
Okay. Do you have a picture of the stump cutter?
I have pictures.
I would like to see it. I don't know what a stump cutter looks like. Did you put in the pool, or was the pool
It was there when we bought the house.
So this is really what you're talking about. So you're talking about the staining and the cracks on the bottom of the pool.
Yes.
You have any photographs, Mr. Harrison?
Video.
I'd like to see your video.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a stump grinder at the bottom of a swimming pool? I bet not. His name is Chewy, and we've got a chip right there, and a little one right there, and a little scrape over there. Little gunite scraper. Something along those lines. But we're going to set up some ramps and wheel this baby out pretty much that direction. We'll come along, get her out of here so his friend can skate the pool finally.
What is that supposed to show me, sir?
The damage, there was minor damage done to the pool when it fell in, the scrapes and the small chip.
How do I know that? The bottom of the pool is all full of mud.
It was on the side.
How do I know the bottom of the pool was all full of mud, sir? How do I know what was at the bottom of the pool?
When the stump grinder fell in, it rolled over, it put a scrape in the pool, it came down and it sat in one spot. And that's all it did.
Were you down there, sir?
I was in the pool when it went in. And I saw the stump cutter actually just lower itself down and stop in one spot.
Mr. Harrison, you have a problem, sir. Let me tell you what you should have had instead of a video camera. Insurance. Unfortunately, there may have been some chips and nicks that existed in this pool before, but you are responsible for putting this pool back into a pristine condition, because you are not going to be able to demonstrate to any court's satisfaction that this pool was in rotten condition before your stump cutter grinder fell into it.
Well, what happened was this. We came to an agreement that minor damage was done by myself, but it wasn't that bad. So I said, okay, you find somebody, I'll pay for the cleaner. And he said, I also want $1,000 free compensation for further work done on the pool. I said, okay, I was thinking about $800, but $1,000 sounded fine. About a few days later, I get a call from a representative of his pool cleaning company giving me Sully's phone number, of which I have his card and an invoice. And when I communicated it to Mr. Tardif that we were kind of having a little problem with the pool cleaner going in there, he said that it's his pool and he's going to get it cleaned the way he decides.
He's absolutely right.
Yes, he is.
He's absolutely right. He doesn't have to deal with your two guys. He's already dealt with one person who doesn't have insurance. Who's your insurance carrier?
I don't have an insurance carrier.
Right. You understand what I'm saying to you, sir? It's not up to you to determine how he gets his pool fixed.
Okay, but
you
that was
should
our
have been
agreement.
more careful.
Yes.
A. You should have had insurance. B. And if not, you saved on the premiums for 3 years. Now it's going to cost you. End of discussion. Oh, goodness gracious. Do I need you anymore? I mean, you're not a genius. If you have stumps that you want taken out of your house, you get somebody who's licensed and has insurance. I don't let somebody on my property unless they have insurance. So if there's an accident, you don't have to have this problem. You say, just give me the name of your insurance carrier. Put it into my insurance, and they'll pay the bill for the right kind of person to clean out and to take care of my pool. Do you understand?
Yeah, I totally
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,700. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Calendar in the matter of Samuels versus Jordan.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Samuels, is this your current boyfriend?
Yes.
And Ms. Jordan, this is your current boyfriend?
Yes.
According to your complaint, the defendant used to date your boyfriend.
That is correct.
And because she was angry with you, or whatever, for dating this gentleman, she vandalized your car.
Yeah.
She says she didn't do it, and she is counterclaiming because she says that you harass her. Right? Could you step up for a moment? I just want to see what everybody's fighting over. Could you pick your pants up? What's your name?
Louis Castillo.
How old are you, Louis?
20.
You live at home?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Knew you were going to get it right, Louis, eventually. How long did you date Miss Jordan?
Probably for like 3 years.
Whose idea was it to break off the relationship, yours or hers?
Both of ours.
How long have you been dating Miss Samuels? She could pick up her pants, too. I don't have to look at her belly.
Probably for like 6 months.
Have you had any contact with Miss Jordan?
No.
Do you know of any reason why she didn't like Miss Samuels?
I wouldn't know.
Don't know? Have no clue. A man of few words. Have a seat. All right, so tell me about this vandalism, Miss Samuels. When did it happen?
6/25/02.
And where did it occur?
Driscoll and Paseo Padre.
Who lives there?
My friend Lisa.
So tell me what happened.
I was over at Lisa's visiting her, and she received a phone call from Barbara. She was going to come over. Well, Lisa told her no, and Barbara couldn't figure out exactly why she didn't want her to come over. So Barbara being across the street at the payphone at the gas station.
How do you know that?
It says on Lisa's caller ID, payphone, and Lisa knows the payphone across the street.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, she noticed my car being across the street.
How do you know she noticed your car?
Because she knows my car. How? I don't know.
Okay, just tell me, don't tell me what she noticed, what she saw. Just you tell me what you saw and what you heard. Okay, so she called Lisa's house. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Lisa told you not to come over.
Yeah, that time.
I'm reading your answer because your answer seems to verify that. And you went over anyway.
She called me earlier in the day and told me to come over. I said, I got to finish getting ready. And then I called her from the payphone and said I was there. She said, don't come over. And I said, okay. And then he got on the phone.
Louis?
Yes. And he said, I'm going to meet you across the street. I said, why do I need to meet you for? And then they hung up on me. So I went to her apartment and I knocked on the door.
You went to Lisa's apartment?
Yes, and I knocked on the door.
So you knew at that point that Louis was there?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear Miss Samuels there? What happened when she came over?
She was banging on the door saying for me to come out. She said, come out here, I'm going to kick your ass. Why don't you come out here?
So then, according to you, she knew you were there?
Yeah.
Okay. And you did not come out?
No.
I see it again. Thank you. What happened next?
I received a phone call after Louis had left to get her out of there.
Louis went outside?
Yeah.
Louis, did you see her when you went outside? Louis?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You went outside. What did you see when you got outside? Just look at me. Don't make up any stories because you know what will happen to you. I'll wipe up the floor with you.
I know.
Just tell me what you saw and what you heard when you got outside, if anything.
I seen her. Basically, I was just telling her, you know what I mean, why are you starting trouble? You know what I mean, I'm out of here. Just get out of here, you know what I mean?
Could you try to speak clearly, you know? So you told her basically to get out?
Yeah. That, you know what I mean? It's over with.
Louis, I know that you're a nice guy. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
And what did she respond to you? Did she say anything?
Talking a bunch of garbage or whatever.
Louis, do you curse in front of your mother?
No.
Would you curse in front of the priest?
No, ma'am.
So you would have to search in your vocabulary and find other words to use, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want you to tell me what she said to you when you told her to leave.
She was really, like, crying, tell you the truth. She was, like, crying and, like, tripping because she seen me.
She was crying?
Because she seen her car out there and she knew I was with her, basically.
Don't tell me what she knew. I want you to tell me what you saw. You saw her crying?
Yeah.
Did she say anything to you?
There were mostly cuss words.
That she said to you?
Yeah.
Did she finally leave?
I thought she left because my sister lives in the same apartments. And I went to my sister's house and I came back out and she was at her car.
You saw her at her car?
Yeah, because her
no,
car...
No, look at me. You actually saw her near Miss Samuel's car? Look at me.
Yeah, it's right there on the corner of Driscoll and Paseo Padre.
How close did you see her to the car? From where you are to where?
The microphone.
How long was she standing that close to the car that you saw?
15 to 20 minutes. Because I was trying to have her leave the apartment complex. I left and went in my sister's house, and she was gone. But when I came back, my brother-in-law had told me that she was out there still.
Did you see her when you came out there again? Is that when you saw her at the car, or did you not actually see her at the car?
I seen her at the car.
When?
The first time.
The first time?
Yeah. As soon as we left the apartment complex.
Down, Louis. Now as clear as mud.
Fog is not lifting.
Okay, when had you parked the car there?
I would say not even a half hour before I was just there.
About a half hour before Miss Jordan came over?
Yes.
When did you see the car again?
After I was clear that she had left. I'm not about to go out there after she said she was going to kill me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How come you didn't say, I was in the car, I saw what happened, I didn't do it, somebody else did it?
I said that I was there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Erin Samuel says her boyfriend's ex, Barbara Jordan, vandalized her car. Barbara says she didn't do it.
Did you have any further conversation with Miss Jordan?
She had called my cell phone and told me to come out and look in my car.
She called you on your cell phone?
Yeah. After
When?
the incident happened, right after she did it and left.
Okay, good. And then you went out and saw what damaged the car. Let me see it.
This is of the windshield, and the police report says how they examined the vehicle themselves and took pictures, but I don't know how to get those pictures.
What kind of car do you have?
I don't have one.
What kind of car do you drive in?
I don't.
Who's Kim?
My mom.
But your mother has a car.
Yeah. He does
Look at
too,
that. Look at that. Your mother has a car.
She's in jail, though.
Your mother has a car.
Yes.
That a witness says matched the license plate of the car that was responsible for the damage to her car.
That's true.
Ooh,
I
how
was there,
interesting.
but I did not do it.
How interesting.
The girl I was with did do it.
Really?
Yes. I didn't even know her car. I did not know nothing about her, but this girl
The
had known
girl who
her.
was driving the car did it?
No, not the driver.
You were the driver?
No, neither one of us were the driver. There was a third girl involved.
So you were in the car?
Yes.
Good! How come you didn't mention that in your answer?
What?
How come you didn't say, I was in the car, I saw what happened, I didn't do it, somebody else did it?
I said that I was there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I said that I was there, and I called from across the street on the payphone.
No, you didn't say that you were there. Listen, Barbara, you didn't say in your answer anything about being present when the vandalism occurred to her car.
I didn't get that far.
You got that far in your answer to me.
In my police report, it says
You
that
got
too.
that far in your answer to me.
My police report says that I admit that I was there, but I did not do it.
You did it as far as I'm concerned, honey. Unless you can give me a good reason why anybody else would vandalize her car.
Because the other girl knows her, and she said that she was saying things about me, and she said, how are you going to let it ride? How are you going to just let her? I'm like, I don't really care, because I broke up with him. He was in jail. I broke up with him, and I was staying with him. I don't care that they're together. I don't care about none of that. And I am not jealous of anything. Why would I care?
Tell me how you got to be in a car with somebody who vandalized her car and what this other girl had against her.
I do not know what she had against her.
I don't know either. All I know is the car
I don't have
belonged.
nothing against her.
All I know is the car belonged to your mother, who you tell me is where?
In jail.
In jail.
It has nothing to do with none of this.
All right. Tell me no more. Give me the estimates on the car, please.
The estimates on the car are on the police report.
It's the windshield. This is the restraining order.
I asked you for one thing. I said, give me the estimate on the car.
The complete and total cost is at the very last.
What year car is this?
2000.
Was the car repaired?
No.
Why not?
Don't have the money to repair it. I didn't plan
There's no
on-
insurance on the car?
No.
Who owns the car free and clear?
Me now. It was just paid off recently.
When was it just paid off?
Not even a month ago on my
Well,
birthday.
if it was just paid off a month ago, that means that when this happened in June, you had to keep insurance on the car because there was a money lender involved, so you had to keep insurance on the car.
But I didn't want to pay a $500 deductible that I didn't have to get the car repaired.
Just a second. I'm going to love this. You had a $500 deductible in June, is that right?
Yeah.
Of course. We're now 6 months later, and I'm asking you why you didn't have the car fixed when you had insurance instead of having a bill here for $5,000. That doesn't sound right. Where'd you expect her to get $5,000 from, madam? You're not going to get $5,000. That's what you had your insurance for. You think that I believe this whole cock and bull story that you just told me?
The key
marks? That you didn't have, no, about the repairs to the car.
I didn't have the $500 for the insurance.
Let them fix as much as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim, Miss Jordan. Let's hear it.
Okay, she has a restraining order on me. And
Rightfully so.
On the 11th of this month, at 5 o'clock in the morning, the same girl, Lisa, calls my house saying that she's outside. I go outside, and she's hiding in the car, too. And they give me a paper to say that they're going to sue me. I called my attorney, and I told him that she had came there, and I said, she has a restraining order on me. What can I do about it? Because he said I could go to jail because she has the 100-yard restraining order. And I went back inside, and on my answer machine was a tape of her and Lisa laughing about the whole situation. They're all, F the cops, this and that. Well, you can hear the tape.
Sure, I'd like to hear the tape. Bert, could you bring it up here? Maybe it's my here.
Okay, I'm gonna hit this quick. Where's my phone? I have my phone. Talk about a fast getaway, huh? They're all laughing. Yeah, hello. I can't. Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
Does it get better?
It's just basically how they're laughing, how they came to my house.
They're laughing. They came to your house. They should serve you with a small claim summons.
And she's not even supposed to be on our property.
Just a minute. You don't have a protective order against her. Is that right? Shh, listen to me carefully. Do you have a protective order against her?
Not yet. I'm in the process of getting it.
Who handed you the summons?
Lisa handed it to him.
So Lisa never served you?
No, but they were at my house at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Fine. They can be at your house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
they can serve
can't.
you with a summons. Yeah. Your counterclaim is dismissed. It's not harassment.
And
in any event, and on your claim, listen to me carefully. You should have had your car fixed when you had insurance. However, I'm not going to penalize you for stupidity any more than $4,500 worth, because I am awarding you $500, which would have been your out-of-pocket expenses had you had your car repaired when you had insurance in June, when this incident happened. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have papers saying that my vandalism has been dismissed, saying that I did not do it.
She was seen by people in the apartment complex. They called the police before I even got out to the vehicle to call them, and the description fit her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Yonkers versus Ponce. Step forward, please.
20-year-old dietary aide Melissa Yonkis is suing her one-time blind date, 21-year-old student Richard Ponce, for the cost of a motel room and several in-room movies.
The two of you, according to what I've read, were introduced to each other socially through a friend and began communicating both on the phone and the internet. Is that right?
Yes.
And then you decided it was time to meet. And for some bizarre reason that I'm sure someone will explain to me briefly, you decided to have your first meeting at a motel. You arrived at the motel and you decided to put the room on your credit card.
That's correct.
You went into the motel to hang out. According to you, you got disgusted with something that happened in the motel because he was going out to visit a friend, and you stormed out. Then later on, you got a bill for 2 nights' stay at a hotel because he evidently decided to stay that night and an extra night, and for some movies that he had rented. You want him to pay you back for the 2 nights at the motel and the videos. Is that what this case is about?
That's correct.
He says that you stormed out, that somebody, he assumes it was you, vandalized his car, which caused him to get stuck in the motel for an extra day. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Just tell me why, briefly, you decided to have your first meeting in a motel.
Well, I'd worked late that night, and I live 45 minutes away from the defendant, so by the time I got to where he lives, it was already late. So there wasn't really much else we could do. We both live with our parents, we couldn't go to each other's houses, so we decided to go to a hotel. We had talked about it for a long time, and that was the most convenient day, so I decided.
So what time did you arrive at the motel?
I think it was around 10:30.
And what happened, sir, that caused you to want to leave?
Well, the thing was, I was just not really into her when I met up with her.
You didn't like what you saw?
Well, I went out with a drink with my buddy, which I invited her to come out with me. I came back to the hotel, and I realized that my car was vandalized.
Yes.
My tires were slashed. The car wouldn't start. I'd called a friend who was a tow truck driver to fix. This car was a loaner. This is not my car. So I had to get the car fixed before my friend had found out it had been vandalized, or else she wouldn't trust me ever again with the loaner whenever the emergency case might be needed again, you know.
Why did you stay at the motel 2 nights?
Well, my tow truck driver, the friend that I had was a tow truck, was out of town, and he told me he'd been in town.
Well,
the
Mr.
next day.
Ponce, you know, you're making this up as you're going. You live in that town, do you not?
I live in the area.
You live in the area. Go home.
Well, I couldn't leave the car there.
Why not? It wasn't gone anywhere. It was already vandalized. It had flat tires and it wouldn't run. So what do you mean you couldn't leave it there?
Well, I couldn't leave it there. I just don't trust leaving a car just vandalized like that. I'm sure a tow truck would just pick it up, a car like that, like, you know, it wasn't even mine. Then I'll lose track and see where it's going to go. So I stayed there the night. I waited until my friend came to pick it up. He fixed it, and unfortunately,
Let me see all your receipts,
I don't
sir.
have any evidence or receipts because of the fact that I paid him to fix the car, and it was not like he's not working in a mechanic shop.
You are so full of yourself. You are so full of it and yourself. I begin to zone out because there is nothing there of substance, nothing truthful. I don't even have to listen to it. I mean, I can fantasize about a whole bunch of other things. I'll listen to it. Listen, the first day of the motel you pay for. Do you understand? That's your mistake. How much did the second night cost? Show me your bill.
Okay. With the movies and the extra day, it cost me $221.
For the second night in the movies?
Yeah, altogether it was $360.
Did you watch any of the movies with him?
No, I left after the first night.
$221. Listen, consider yourself lucky. He's a real loser. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $221. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have seats.
Ms. Hernandez, how long had you and the defendant been friends?
For about 2 years.
Where did you meet her?
I was dating her roommate.
Were you good friends?
Yeah.
Do you earn a lot of money?
No.
Do you support anyone other than yourself?
My son.
How old is he?
He's 3.
Do you get any assistance from the government?
Food stamps.
You did a very foolish thing because you let Miss Lyda use your credit card that you had. She doesn't deny that you let her use this credit card, and on the credit card she charged several $1,000s worth of merchandise. Is that right, Miss Lyda?
About $1,500, yes.
And she paid you a little bit and then stopped paying you, right?
Correct.
Miss Lyda has a defense, which I don't understand really. Your defense is that she refused to make a payment plan with you, and you came on to some hard times, and since she wouldn't make a payment plan with you, you stopped paying her. And you have counterclaim because you say that she stole some property from your house or permitted somebody else to do it, and also she has your cat. What do you do for a living?
I work for Child Protective Services.
And why did you need her credit card if you work for Child Protective Services?
At the time, I was not employed, and the credit card, we had applied originally separately, and we were put on the credit card together.
So at the time you used her credit card, you weren't employed. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
And who was supporting you?
I was on unemployment at the time.
You have children?
No, I don't.
It was just you?
Yes.
And who were you living with?
Myself.
And what was it that was so urgent that you had to use a credit card for $1,500?
Actually, the credit card belonged to both of us. We were each issued a credit card with our own names.
Swell. Where did you purchase the items, and what items did you purchase at a time when you were unemployed?
The first item that we purchased when we applied for the credit card was a television.
Well, were you living together?
No.
Well, where did the television go?
It went to my house.
So you purchased a television?
Correct.
Okay, you didn't have a television before?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you needed a TV because you were spending a lot of time at home?
Correct.
What else did you purchase?
I purchased a video game machine.
Any particular reason for that?
Again, I was spending a lot of time at home, and I need something to do.
How about looking for a job?
I was looking for a job. I was registered with several temporary employment agencies, and I was also in the process of looking for work.
So we needed a TV and we needed a video game machine. What else did you buy?
I did purchase some software for my computer, which I returned.
And you already had the computer?
Correct.
Can I see a list of items that you say she purchased on the credit card, please? And just don't give me all those papers. Just give me what I asked for. Did you buy 4 movies?
I may have.
Girl Interrupted, Joe Dirt, Fall Time, and a Guy Thing.
Not during the original purchase, no.
Okay, but...
On the next purchase.
At the next purchase.
Correct.
Let's move on here. $684 for 30-inch and larger TVs, game accessories, Odd World Player, Halo XBX, electronic games, speaker stands, and brackets.
The speaker stands were actually credited back to the account because they were no longer in stock.
And the next day you went and you bought a 2-movie pack, an Eye of the Beholder DVD, widescreen, PC upgrades, productivity software, video game, miscellaneous accessories, and video cable miscellaneous accessories for $258.52. That sound familiar? That's the next day, January 11th, 2004.
Correct.
Did you make any payments on this?
Yes, I did.
How much did you make in payments?
About $270.
Show me.
What's all this? This is the money you paid?
Right.
Well, what are these purchases? On the 12th of January. Who purchased these things on the 12th?
That was on the original statement. Those were, were original purchases that were made.
No. I mean, there are bills here. The high point of the bill is $2,100. So what else did you purchase on this credit card?
I used the credit card several times. I was the one that was making the payments for it.
Okay,
and it was
so
my
you
card.
acknowledge that anything that was purchased on this credit card, you purchased?
Correct.
Oh, good. So we don't have to go
Most
through this. So it's
everything was on the
$2,100. And you paid about 200 and what?
70.
270. So why don't you pay the rest?
I don't feel that I owe Angela in regards to the fact that her and the witnesses that she's brought with her have broken into my house, stole several items that belong to me. I do have a police report in regards to all 3 of the defendant's witnesses that they have broken into my house, stole my items, threatened me on several occasions.
When was that?
June 6th they broke into my house.
What did they steal from your house?
Well, they stole several items, anything from picture frames, a vacuum cleaner, clothing, shoes.
You have proof that she broke into your house?
I've spoke with her on several occasions since the incident about it.
And?
She's told me she refuses to return the items to me. She's also threatened that I would never see my cat again. My cat's
I'm
been
not getting
killed.
to the cat. I'll get to the cat in a minute. Okay. Do you have any items that belong to her?
I have a Shrek movie.
Did you go into her house?
No, I haven't.
Do you know who did go into her house?
Actually, I took
He went into her house. Look, he's just a second. He raised his hand. Thank you very much. This is a good lineup. Who is this?
That's my cousin, Miguel.
Miguel. So Miguel took some stuff from her house. Where did he put it? Did he bring it to your house?
No, actually, Miguel and Nicole lived with her, and she called my house over and over to bring them to come get their belongings, so I took them to get their belongings.
And is it possible that Miguel took some things out of her house that belonged to her?
No.
Miguel, did you take anything that belonged to her?
No, I didn't. All I did was take my stuff because she had half of my stuff inside her house.
Okay, good. Can I see the police report, please? Why did you stop making the payments?
At that point, I couldn't afford to make the payment in May, and we were already having a dispute in response to this.
You can sit down. All right. There is no proof that the plaintiff took any property from your house. Now, let's get to your cat.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The balance on the account isn't $1,900 at this point.
You didn't pay it. So what difference does it make?
And later today,
You wanted the room for somebody else.
No, she was going to keep the room.
You wanted the room for somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have to yell at people in order to get in a simple answer?
I don't know.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Angela Hernandez says former friend Sarah Lida ran up her credit card and refuses to pay. Sarah says Angela broke into her home and stole her cat.
Go ahead.
My cat had been staying with her. She had had kittens, and she was staying with Angela because she had a garage somewhere safe to put her in.
When did she start to stay with her?
She started to stay with her in, I believe it was the beginning of April.
So what happened?
She had the kittens in April sometime. She had them in the garage. The agreement was when they were 6 weeks old that I had several people that wanted the kittens. She was going to keep one. In that period of time that I was waiting for the kittens to be old enough, this incident occurred, and I made several attempts to try to contact her to receive my cat. She told me I would not see my cat until I paid the credit card bill, that I would never see my cat again.
Where's our cat?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I thought maybe she picked it up from my house.
Where are the kittens?
I don't know. They probably got out of my fence.
You knew the cat was going to be staying in her garage?
Yes.
Cat can get in and out of the garage?
Through a small hole, yes.
Okay. She doesn't have your cat anymore?
Apparently not.
Right. There's no reason why you couldn't have kept the cat in your house, right?
I live in an apartment, and it was not possible for me to keep her there with the kittens at the time.
Why?
I had nowhere to put her in the apartment.
Cats don't take up much space. One cat?
She had 5 kittens.
So?
And at that time, I was home very rarely and wasn't going to be able to attend to them.
How long are you working?
I started July 12th.
Well, you were home very rarely. You had your video games, you had your TV. Why were you home very rarely? You had all this entertainment equipment that you bought for yourself. Your counterclaim is dismissed.
I spoke with the credit card company yesterday. The balance in the account is $1,174.75.
Listen to me.
Your Honor, it's $2,300.
Listen to me. You didn't pay it. So what difference does it make?
I have arrangements with the credit card company to pay them directly, not to pay her, because I can't trust in her after the things that she's done to
Madam,
me.
listen to me carefully, very carefully. You said that the $2,100 at that time in purchases were made by you. I took your word that you paid $270.
Your Honor.
Hey.
Sorry.
And if there is only $1,100 left on the balance, that means that somebody else was making the payments. I assume the plaintiff, in order to maintain her credit. You do not get credit for that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,830. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm actually hurt because I thought that we were good friends, and to find out that it isn't so.
I thought we were friends too, and I tried to help her by getting the credit card for her, co-signing for her, and she didn't pay the bill.
But we are no longer friends.
She stopped being my friend when she took advantage of me.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thomason versus Evans. Step forward, please.
25-year-old insurance rep Dara Thomason is suing her former tenant, 20-year-old receptionist Kristen Evans, for breaking her bed. Kristen says she only sat on it.
Miss Thomason, you rented a room or an apartment to Miss Evans. Was it a room or an apartment?
A room in my home.
And it is your claim that she broke the bed.
Yes, ma'am.
You want her to pay for the bed. Miss Evans says the bed was already broken.
Yes.
Okay. When did you rent a room, Miss Evans?
The beginning of February.
Who moved in? Just you?
Yes, my daughter. Me and my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
2 years old.
Is there one bed in the room?
Yes.
And your daughter shared the bed with you?
Yes.
You have a picture of the bed?
Yes, ma'am. I have photos of the broken bed.
When did you move out, Miss Evans?
2 months after, which is, I guess, April.
Why?
Because Miss Thompson told me that one of her friends had got evicted from her place and needed a place to stay, so she asked if I would move out. So I did.
Was that the beginning of April?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, she told me about 2 weeks before.
So she gave you a couple of weeks' notice?
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I gave her the option. I said, this is going to be more like a 40 to 50-day notice, where 30 is all I'm required to give her. So I gave her the option because she had not paid for the bed yet. I said, you've broken the lease agreement with the conditions of the room. You haven't paid for the bed.
Just a second. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
You gave her notice because somebody else wanted to come into the room. A friend of yours?
Well, she was going to be a daycare provider during the day for the kids.
You wanted the room for somebody else.
No, she was going to keep the room until she renewed the lease for the last month or she left early.
You wanted the room for somebody else that was going to take care of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have to yell at people in order to get in a simple answer?
I don't know.
Okay. Now, when did you first notice, Miss Thomason, that this bed was broken?
About 2 weeks after she moved in.
And that's
So
not
that
true.
So that would have been mid-February.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you say to her?
Well, I came home, the window was open, it was raining. So I went into the room to close the window, and I noticed the bed was on the floor. And I was like, oh God, the bed's broken. So I called her on the phone, and I said, Kristen, what's wrong with the bed? What happened to the bed? And she said, oh, I fell on it. I mean, I sat on it. And I was like, oh. Which one? And so I said, well, you know, you have to pay for the bed because you broke the bed. And she says, I know. And I said, okay, well, you're at work. We're going to discuss it later. When she got home, we discussed that, you know, it's an expensive bed. It's 2 inches thick. What really happened? And she says, well, you know, I just sat on it and it broke. And I said, well, Kristen, you understand that it is a one-person bed, not a two-person bed. And she didn't really say anything. She kind of just stood there and looked at me.
She is lying.
So, obviously, we felt that maybe there was more to it than, you know, her alone on the bed. Maybe, you know, her and her boyfriend kind of doing the mambo thing. And it's, Your Honor, you have to understand, it's 2 inches thick. It's not a standard bed. It's not compressed wood. It's real wood. And you can see from the photos that it's just ripped out of the frame. I mean, and I had a guy look at it, and he said she compromised.
Don't tell me what anybody said to you.
Okay.
When did you purchase the bed?
In '98.
How much did you pay for it in '98?
With the bed and the 2 dressers that came with it, $1,500.
I don't want to know about the 2 dressers that came with it.
Okay,
I
the
just
bed
wanna
by
know.
itself was about $800 at the time.
You have a bill?
No, ma'am. I had bought it from Haynes Furniture, a local company, and they said that it wasn't in their system anymore.
Okay. Now, talk to me, Miss Evans. Talk to me.
Okay.
You moved in February, and the bed was broken.
No. When we moved in, me and my girlfriend, we did like the walkthrough. You know, you go through, you see the room that you want to rent. At that time, she was telling me, you know, the bed's comfortable, and I said, it looks comfortable. She sat on the bed. She said, it is very comfortable. Her husband followed us up to the room. He said, yeah, you know, the bed was broke before, but I fixed it, so it should be okay now. I said, okay, no problem.
Okay, did he show you where the bed was broken?
No, but there was a piece that was in the back. It's a day bed. So the back of the bed had like 2 bars right here. One of the bars was already broke, and you can twist the bar all the way around.
Go ahead.
So, okay, and I did not do anything on the bed. The whole time, yes.
The bed broke, came apart after you were living there.
Yes.
Tell me how that happened.
I sat on the bed. I swear, no lie. I was doing my daughter's hair, so I was sitting on the bed and doing her hair. The bed just collapsed. I jumped up off the bed, I grabbed my daughter, and it was almost time for me to go to work, so I just grabbed my stuff and went to work.
How come you didn't tell Miss Thomason that it happened?
Because I'm late for work. I'm not going to be late.
You mean she happened to find it on the same day that it happened?
Yeah, she likes to go into my room.
That's not what I'm asking. You're telling me that she went in on the same day that you broke the bed?
She did.
And she called and told you what happened, and you said, I don't know, I just sat on it.
Exactly.
Did she tell you you were going to have to pay for the bed?
She did. She asked me if I would pay for it.
And what'd you tell her?
I told her no. The bed was already broke before.
Was it broken in the same place where you broke the bed?
I'm not sure. I never knew what a bed was broken at before.
Well, but you slept on the bed for 3 weeks.
No, I did not. I was only there for 2 months. Out of the 2 months, I only slept on the bed maybe about 7 or 8 times.
Okay.
Kristen,
no,
fine.
You slept on the bed. You slept on the bed 7 or 8 times, and when you slept on it 7 or 8 times, it wasn't broken.
Exactly.
On the 9th day, it broke when you sat on it.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any proof for me, Miss Thomason, that Miss Evans, through negligence, broke this bed?
Well, we have a lease agreement which she signed saying that she inspected the property and that everything was in good working order. The day that she came to look at the room, Sean was not home. I was the only one to sign the lease agreement with her. Sean wasn't even there.
Madam, it can break.
Right, but the way it was broken, the way it was ripped out of the wood, and it was ripped on both sides.
Well, what do you think happened?
If she had just sat on one side, it would have broken on just that one. But the way it was broken on both ends and damaged to the point where it was ripped out of the wood suggests that she was forcibly fell on it or some other action.
Ms. Thomason, I don't know that. I don't know that. The lady paid her rent?
She did.
Then she left when you told her you wanted her to leave?
Yes, she had that option.
Fine. Go, have a happy life.
Thank you.
Beds break, sofas break, chairs break. It doesn't look to me as if this lady did anything on a purposeful basis. It could have just been that her daughter sat down on the bed with her, or even her daughter jumped on the bed. And maybe that's what happened. And it snapped. Who knows?
Well, she told me
Get over it. That's what happens when you rent rooms that are furnished. Sometimes furniture that's 6 years old breaks down. Get over it. Nothing lasts forever.
I understand, ma'am.
Harris, President sworn in judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Van Geertruy, you and the defendant have a child together. The child is a couple of years old. It is your complaint that about 2 years ago, there was an incident with Mr. Harris, and you haven't been together since that incident, according to you. And there was an argument. You got into your car. Your daughter was in the car. It is your claim that Mr. Harris purposely broke the car window, causing the window to shatter all over you and your daughter, caused her to be injured, caused you to be injured, and caused the car to be damaged. Is that your complaint?
As a result of him hitting the window, it happened.
Mr. Harris says that the whole incident was your fault. What happened was an accident. He would never intentionally try to hurt his child. And this lawsuit is motivated by something entirely different. Is that right, Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to tell me how old your daughter was 2 years ago when this incident happened.
11 months old.
Tell me about it.
When we were walking back to go to the washrooms.
Just a second. I don't know washrooms. Where were you? What were you
At a
doing?
company picnic. And we were going to the washrooms, and his sister's ex-husband or somebody that he wasn't happy with was going to pick up the baby and stopping us and everything, and he went on walking and left me standing there giving me a dirty look that this person was holding our child. And I noticed he was drinking hard liquor, and he would not come out, and when he did come out, I said, I want to leave.
You're going all over the place. You were at a company picnic, you decided you wanted to leave.
I'm nervous right now.
Okay. Sorry. You were at a company picnic, you decided you wanted to leave.
Yes.
What happened when you told him you wanted to leave?
He started yelling at me to give him the keys, and I was saying, no, I want to just go and get away from this situation because I see you're drinking. I'm just leaving. I want to take the baby and go home. And he said, give me the keys, give me the keys.
What keys?
The keys for the apartment. I was staying with him at the time. I gave him the keys back, and I was going to leave. He was telling me he wanted cigarettes that were in the passenger side seat, and he was pointing to them when the windows were up and I was going to pull out. And I said, no, you're not getting it, and I was going to drive back.
Okay, so he saw cigarettes that were in the car.
Yes.
That were his, and he said, I want them. Hmm?
They were mine.
They were yours?
They were mine.
But he said, I want them.
Yes.
And you said you're not going to get them, and you started to leave.
He said no through the window, and I started pulling out, and that's when he went like this
And he
hit
slapped.
my car. I don't know if it was open hand or what. He went like this with the anger face. I looked at his face, and that's when the glass shattered.
Glass on which window?
On the passenger side front window next to me, shattered in like 1,000 pieces. And I turned around. I was wearing glasses at the time, so it didn't get me. It got my arms a little bit, but not bad. I looked back, and my baby was bleeding really bad. And I couldn't help but be hysterical. And he threw the keys, and I was trying to run him back to get the baby out of the car seat. And I was screaming, she's bleeding, she's bleeding. He just kept on walking away. And he didn't care. He just went over to the side.
Okay. You got the baby out of the car seat, right?
Yes.
And the baby went to the doctor or hospital?
I signed a waiver not to have the ambulance in Itasca, Illinois, to take the baby. I was taking her to a hospital by my mom's house, and I rushed her to the hospital there.
In your car?
In my car, yes.
So you got the glass, you cleaned the glass up?
I couldn't clean it all up. They tried while we were in the ambulance.
Okay, where was he?
He was being taken by the police, talked to, and put in the police car. I have police reports.
Can I see the police reports, please?
On the right side is this police report. This previous police reports of his battery was on the left. And I have doctors.
No, I just want to see this incident. Okay, when your daughter was ultimately taken to the emergency room, she needed some stitches according to your complaint. Is that right?
Yes.
Can I
have
see?
that, please. But, the doctor's records and bills. The bills are in the front, and the old papers, the doctor's forms at that time were in there from the stitches being put in and removed.
Okay. Did you pay these bills?
No. I wanted him to be responsible for them.
Did you pay the bills?
No,
the answer is no. Do you have any insurance?
No, I don't.
Okay, Mr. Harris. I'll hear you, sir.
All right. On July 7th, my mother had a company picnic, and I was with Amanda, and we went, and I saw my sister, and we said hello to my mother and everyone as they was playing bingo. I told Amanda I had to go to the washroom, and she wanted to come with me, and I had, of course, my daughter, okay? And I met with my sister and her brother-in-law as we was going towards the washroom, and Tommy saw my little daughter, and he went to grab her, and they was talking. So I said I had to use the washroom. I don't want to stay and wait, and that was my brother-in-law. I don't have nothing against my brother-in-law to watch my daughter, or to be with my daughter while I go use the washroom. She stayed over there arguing with them, saying that
she wanted to leave.
Right, she wanted to go to the washroom. She wanted to go to the washroom too. That's what I'm saying. So I had to go. I wasn't going to wait for her. I left and went to the men's room. All of a sudden, I come out of the washroom, and she said, "Why you leave me out here?" Yelling this. I want to go home. You son of a goo-goo. You know what I'm saying? All type of curse words. So I'm like, I went in there with my nephew. I could see if I was in there with another girl, you acting like this. Then she's like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So we was walking out to her car, and I told her to hand me my house keys. Because I feel like I don't want her going in my house, because she went in my house on one incident and took some stuff out of there that, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, no, give me my house keys. She didn't want to do that, so eventually she gave the keys, And as I went around, I seen my cigarettes on my side, where I was pointed at my cigarettes on the passenger side, and I said, man, I want my cigarettes. She said, no, no. And I said, man, give me my cigarettes. She said, no, you selling for, you know, once again. And she put the car in reverse, and I seen her feet was about to step on the paddle, so I jumped back. And when I jumped back, I had a bracelet on it, and that hit the window. It hit a metal piece on it, and it hit I guess it hit the center of the window, and it broke the glass. I was in shock. And at the time, I didn't know my daughter was bleeding until I walked around, and my sister said, Bobby, your daughter bleeding. I said, what?
Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. Do you visit with your daughter, sir?
Yes, I get her every other weekend. And it was supposed to be during the summer. Right now, I'm going for full custody of my daughter.
Why is that?
Amanda has a serious drug problem, and she even tried to commit suicide just over a year ago by trying to OD. And actually, she's very unstable. For the time that I've known her, she always have excuses of why she can't get things done. She have
a drug
right now.
problem? No.
That drug problem, Your Honor, left my daughter in DCF care about 5 or 6 several times, and every time.
Your daughter ever been in foster care?
No.
Because
ever
of
been
my,
out of your custody?
No.
Yes, she had. When she tried to kill herself, I got custody of my daughter.
For a couple weeks.
That was like for a whole month almost. This happened in 2001 in February, so I had it like almost up until the end of March. And I took full responsibility. She swears to God that I have a drinking problem, but when I took full responsibility of my daughter, there was no drinking. I was picking her up and taking her, dropping her off to the babysitter, making her work on time, doing a responsible thing.
Did you plead guilty, sir, to disorderly conduct?
Yes, I was acting in a manner of, you know, anger. I was like yelling and stuff like that.
You were?
That's the only thing I played, but I didn't plead on all the other charges was dropped.
Yeah, I don't think you intentionally hurt your daughter, sir.
No, I did not.
I don't think you intentionally hurt her at all. Neither does she think you intentionally hurt her.
No, I didn't try to break that window, neither.
I don't know whether you tried to hurt the window, but you hurt the window, right?
Right, it happens.
Right?
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today.
Well, you mean he was selling drugs or using them?
Well, I saw there was money on her bed, and it was a large sum of money, so I knew he was dealing with it.
So then both you smelled it and he was selling it, right? Smell and sell.
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Van Geertree says ex-boyfriend Robert Harris smashed her car window with his fist, injuring their daughter inside. Robert says it was a freak accident.
You've been arrested before for domestic violence?
Yes,
Problem is not an answer.
Yes, I have.
How many times?
Once. Well, twice concerning this window being broke.
Your Honor, I have a picture of my daughter, the scar on her head.
I'm sure Mr. Harris knows that there's a scar on your daughter's face. He didn't mean to hurt her. You don't think he meant to hurt her?
No,
right?
but it is a result of his actions.
It's a result of his bad
I shouldn't have
temper.
to pay for his actions.
You shouldn't have to pay for the medical bills that resulted from his actions. Isn't that right, sir?
Well, I feel like, no.
You feel like what? Of course not. Of course she shouldn't have to pay for the medical bills that are as a result of your actions.
Well, as I was telling you, when she put the car in reverse, she was about to, she stormed out, backing up. I had to jump back. That's what caused the window broke. I didn't go up to the window and hit the window at all.
Listen to me. The car didn't hit your arm. Your arm hit the car.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes. It was all a freak accident. I guess you're right, then I should be responsible for paying it, you know.
Okay. I want to tell you something, Mr. Harris. You may be 100% right that you are the more appropriate custodian. You've got a hurdle to overcome, and that is these prior police reports. I'm sure that the judge who's handling the custody case will look at that and balance it with whatever problems you have and make a decision.
I just wanted to say, when she's talking about the medical bills and all that stuff, I'm reliable for that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get the court to understand that I'm not out there just angry and just doing crazy stuff.
I don't think you're angry and doing crazy stuff. I think you lost your temper.
Yeah.
Your Honor.
I think you lost your temper, and that's what happens when you lose your temper. You're responsible for what happens as a result of that.
But, Your Honor,
what
about the 2 years, and what about the pain and suffering for Olivia, having to go for stitches, and me having to hold her down, and just
what about that?
2 years having to go to court?
What about that?
Because missing work because of him.
You break.
Thank you.
He's the father, just like you're the mother. There was an accident. It was caused by his bad temper. You don't bring the father to court because, let's say she was riding a bicycle. He was teaching her how to ride a bicycle, and he wasn't careful. And as a result of that, the bicycle went over, and she broke an arm. You think you can bring the father to court for the broken arm because he wasn't careful, because he was negligent in teaching how to ride a bicycle? We'd be in court all the time. That's what happens to young children. Now, this unfortunate incident happened because he lost his temper. That doesn't mean you bring a father to court for pain and suffering for a daughter. She's not any more your child than she is his. Do you understand that? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,111.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I guess now, by hearing Judge Judy ruling, I am kind of responsible for it.
I believe that this judgment was wrong. I think I should have gotten more.
I got a little daughter by, a lady that's not stable, has a drug problem.
He didn't care. He walked away when she was covered in blood.
And right just before the show, she called me talking about she hoped that we can come out here and get things back together. And now she want to come here and cry and make me look like an angry person.
He just wants to hurt me some more. It won't stop.
I think that's what's wrong, but that's how she is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Michael versus White. Step forward, please.
19-year-old student Anna Michael is suing her former roommate, 20-year-old receptionist Bridget White, for the return of a computer. Bridget is countersuing, claiming Anna broke their apartment lease.
Miss Michael, you and the defendant were best friends, roommates, and it is your claim that the defendant took from you a computer that you had paid for, or mostly paid for, and you want $1,000 that you had put into the computer that she took.
Correct.
That's your claim. Miss White says that, yes, she took the computer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because the arrangement was it was going to be yours when you fully paid for it, and you still owed some $300 on the computer. When you paid the $300, the computer would be yours. Is that right?
Yes.
So she gets her money, she's got the computer, which I assume is in good condition.
Yes.
Good. Now, Miss White has a counterclaim. She says you stuck her with 11 months on a 12-month lease. She was able to negotiate herself out of the lease, but as a result of that, she lost her security deposit because you left.
Correct.
So she wants that money back from you since you left the apartment. And she also says that you took with you a camera that was half hers. She will explain to me. So let's take care of the computer first. Can I see the receipt for the computer? How much it cost? Total purchase, $1,314. You paid $1,000.
Correct.
So you owe her $314.38.
Correct.
Correct? So you're going to give her that, and she's going to give you back the computer.
I've tried.
Do you understand?
Yes.
5 days from today's date, we will make a transfer. You will get your $314.38. She will get her computer. Is that clear?
Yes. Correct.
Oh, you're not going to get much more out of her. Correct. Correct. Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Anna Michael says former roommate Bridget White owes for the return of her computer.
Now, let's talk about this lease. How much was your security deposit?
The total security deposit was $400. I paid $266.66, and she paid $133.37.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Now, tell me why you left.
I left because it was an unsafe environment for me.
Explain it.
Her boyfriend was living with us. He occupied the second room. He was involved with illegal activity. I did not want to live that kind of lifestyle anymore. I didn't want to put myself in that position or environment, so I left.
Well, you mean he was selling drugs or using them?
Selling them, yes. I could smell the marijuana in the room. Using them, I have no proof.
Yes, you could smell the
Maybe it's the other way around.
I think you meant to switch that around.
Oh.
That
Well,
he-
like, there was...
That you could smell it, so yes, he was using it, but you don't know if he was selling it because you don't have any information about that.
Well, I saw there was money on her bed at multiple times, and it was a large sum of money, so I knew he was dealing with it.
So then both you smelled it and he was selling it, right? Smell and sell.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Michael, you said you didn't want to be involved in that lifestyle anymore. Had you been involved in that lifestyle previously?
No, ma'am.
So you misspoke when you said you didn't
Yes,
want to
I
be
did
involved. Misspeak.
Misspeak.
I say you misspoke, you say yes. You did misspeak.
Correct.
Correct. Love this case. So did you have an argument? She told you she moved out?
She never gave me a reason. I came home at lunch, and she was gone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She called me that Friday morning at work and said, "I'm leaving."
Okay. Now, the lease was in whose name?
Hers, mine, and 2 other girls.
What about your boyfriend?
He wasn't living there.
Was he staying over?
He actually stayed for 3 days. That was a couple weeks before that.
Why
3
did you
days.
leave?
I left because of her boyfriend.
Then why didn't you say to her, if your boyfriend comes to stay here and is going to be involved in drugs, I'm going to have to leave? Instead of just saying, I'm leaving, I'm out of here.
Well, it wasn't that easy.
Well, explain it to me.
We had a roommate, and she left on the 11th of July. And so in order to compensate for that month's rent, Bridget brought in her boyfriend, which I interpreted and was led to believe that he would pay for the rest of the money of that month. So he was living there. I did not know that he was going to be involved with legal behavior inside our room. I did not know that. So I told her I would no longer live with him, and I would not live with him through her. And because of that, I left.
All right, now talk to me about the camera.
For our birthdays, which are a week apart, her sister, who is a good friend of mine, bought us both a camera, and it was to both of us, and when she left, she took it with her.
So you think her sister bought you a present?
No, it was for both of us. She bought us more than just the camera for our birthdays. Her sister was a good
somebody
friend
had to
of
take
mine.
the camera.
Huh?
What's huh? Somebody had to take the camera.
Yes. She actually took it. She didn't discuss anything with me, so I just said, that's fine. If you'd like it, you can pay me for half the value.
She's not going to pay you anything for the camera that her sister bought for her birthday. This is the way we're going to resolve this, ladies. And listen very carefully. You would ordinarily have to pay her, in order to get your computer back, $314. Do you understand?
Correct.
That means you pay her $314. You also owe her $266. Do you understand? She shouldn't be responsible for your skipping out. You should have made proper arrangements. When you move in to a place, you're supposed to make arrangements if you want to move out, not just to say, toodaloo, and the people who were there are stuck. She lost her security deposit.
So did I.
So?
What does that make? I don't.
So you lost your security deposit, but you caused her to lose hers also.
But she signed off on a transfer lease.
So?
I couldn't live there anymore.
I don't know where you went. Where did you go?
I was homeless for a week.
Where did you sleep?
On the floor in my friend's room.
That's not being homeless.